Welcome, everybody, to episode 212 of the Thumbstick Athletes podcast. I'm your host, Dan.
I'm Eric.
I'm Corey.
No Will yet. Will has been a no-call, no-show so far.
Inconspicuous by his absence.
Yeah. Fired.
Lazy.
He'll have to beg for his job back.
He's playing hooky.
We think he might have gotten caught up in work and just can't let us know.
I hope it's that and that he's not pumping iron at the gym.
Missing out on the pod.
Yeah.
Yeah. We wouldn't like that too much.
No.
All right. Today's episode is going to be on Everybody's Gone to the Rapture. Eric has played quite a bit of Everybody's Gone to the Rapture, right?
He beat it.
Yeah.
Well, I guess you could say I played it.
Yeah.
Played through it.
Right. Beat it. Like
Yeah, I got a trophy that said the end.
Okay, so you finished the story.
I
I
did
guess.
finish it, yes.
Okay, good to know. I'll put that on the list right now.
Okay.
Does anyone have anything they want to tease for later on in the episode?
I played a little more Destiny today that I want to talk about. I played some Rocket League with Dave in Boston. I wanted to talk about that. And that's it for me.
Okay. Corey?
Just more Bloodborne and a little bit of Rocket League.
Okay. For me, the only thing I played that was different this week was I played Fallout Shelter. So I'll talk a little bit about that because it finally came out on Android, which is one of my nibble bits that I'm spoiling now. But hey, whatever. What can you do, you know?
It's an easy one. It's a one-liner.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll just give I only had it for like 24 hours, so I'll give my thoughts on it so far. Eric, let's get started with Everybody's Gone to the Rapture. Now, I at least I watched quite a bit of when you played. Was that was the first time you played? What was that? What, Tuesday night? What, Thursday night? What night
I want to
was
say
that?
Tuesday.
Tuesday night.
That's the day it came out.
Okay.
I'm almost positive it was Tuesday actually.
I don't remember now. It's been a crazy week for me.
Right.
But, so that was initially, what were your thoughts on it?
Well, I did want to say too. I asked my fiance if she would stream with me because I picked this game because it's more like a movie, really, and I kind of knew that going in that it was more of a movie or an experience than a game. So I asked her, and she is not into video games at all. For those that haven't listened to this before, and actually fairly against video games as a hobby of mine. But is good enough to actually sit down and stream with me for my first, I think, hour and a half that I played it. So yeah, my first thoughts were the art is really good.
It is a very nice looking game.
It is very, very nice to look at. The environments aren't too varied throughout the game, but regardless, it's pretty nice.
Yeah.
And the soundtrack is fantastic.
I don't know that I really remember hearing the music when you were playing.
It's pretty easy to miss, like, for a lot of parts of the game, but when it hits at the right parts, it's really good.
Gotcha. So, like, it's kind of like ambient music for most of it, and then when you're doing something important, it crescendos, if you will.
It's really good. It's like opera music, kind of.
Okay.
It's really, really good. Whoever the singer was fantastic. But yeah, that was my initial thoughts on the game. I just thought it looked and sounded really good. It seemed like it was kind of a neat atmosphere, kind of strange.
Yeah, it's supposed to mimic like an English town, right?
It's in England.
Okay.
In 1984.
Okay.
That's where it's set. Mm-hmm. So, Yorkshire or Shropshire, something like that.
Okay.
But yeah, like an English countryside setting.
Uh-huh.
So after my first hour and a half, I really did not care at all for the game. I thought it was really boring. I was really disappointed by the amount of things you could interact with.
Yeah.
It felt like you could open, like, I don't know, 1 out of 7 doors that you went to.
Yeah.
And everything was just really limited, so there wasn't any reason to really look around. Like, I wasn't finding clues as to what happened anywhere.
Were you constantly guessing which doors you could open to? Were you just, like, walking up to them and seeing if there's a button prompt?
for the first time I played it, yes, I was. Which was annoying because I couldn't open many of them.
Yeah.
And, like, I'd just be walking around kind of aimlessly, not knowing what I was supposed to do or anything, which in certain games is okay. This one, I would say probably not. But yeah, there was just no interaction. Like, the only things you could do is open a door here and there, pick up a telephone, turn on a radio.
Right.
That's really about it.
So for the start of the game, like, what's the reason for what's going on in the game? Like,
don't know.
Oh, you don't. You're just kind of thrown in, and
Yeah.
no one's around, and you got to figure out why. Is that
Pretty much, you're just kind of piecing together memories,
okay?
not your memories.
Right.
Other people's. There's 6 main characters in the story. You don't actually ever see them.
Right.
They're all a light figure.
Yeah.
So you're piecing together their backstory.
Right.
So really, what the game is, and after I beat it, I think the way that I would suggest, because I know Dave bought the game, I would suggest to him, do not explore. Really, just follow the light and go wherever it goes, because it will lead you to story and just building the backstory, and that's really all this game is.
Right.
It's like a book, but you're watching it
Right.
and listening to it.
Right.
It's like an audio book with visuals, I guess.
Gotcha.
It's I don't know.
Yeah.
It's really weird. But by the end of it, I actually kind of liked it.
Okay.
But that's because that's what I started doing.
Right.
I didn't fuck around trying to explore and interact with things, because I realized that's at a certain point, like, there's nothing to interact with.
Right.
If you hear a telephone ringing, definitely go listen to that, because that builds the backstory and stuff like that too. But just follow the light that's floating around, and it'll lead you right to where all the story stuff is.
Right.
And that's the only thing you need to do, and it'll cut your playtime down too.
Yeah. How long do you think you spent playing it?
Let's see. I'd say 3-4 hours.
Okay.
Yeah, I would. It's not going to take you any more than 4 hours, I don't think, if you just follow the light. Probably even less than that.
Right.
The only other interactive part of it is you'll find certain parts. I think they're meant to be like bigger story parts, where there's a little speck of light, and it starts to get like these. It almost looks like a molecule with things spinning around it.
Yeah.
And you tilt the controller and find the sweet spot of whatever is going on.
Yeah.
And you hold it there, and it kind of explodes into a scene where you listen to conversations. That's basically what the game is you're walking through countryside, listening to conversations of 6 people.
Right.
There's actually more than 6 people, but there's 6 main people.
6 main characters.
Yeah,
So to speak.
Right.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't know. I think if you play it that way and you know what you're getting into, like, it is not a video game.
Yeah.
It's just a story, and you happen to move a couple of analog sticks.
Right.
And as far as the sprint button that people are talking about, saying that improves the slowness, it does not improve it. It's still very, very slow.
Yeah, I actually read someone say in a message board about that. They're like, yeah, a lot of times you can't even really tell the difference between the walking and
You
the
can't.
quote unquote sprinting. So-
Very few times.
And they're like, it's more of a hassle to hold down the button all the whole time than
It
it
is.
is just to walk a little bit slower.
I think they did it purposely, though, the speed of it, to kind of build atmosphere and
That's
just,
what the
like,
developer said.
Yeah.
about
Oh, okay. Yeah. So they were, and I got that, but at the same time, they probably could have picked it up a little bit, because
Right.
that was a little frustrating at times.
Yeah, especially starting off before you knew what we were supposed to do.
Yeah.
Like if you'd been able to explore that area, you probably would have found out that you were just supposed to follow the
Well,
light a little sooner, right?
It's frustrating too, because when you're moving so slow, and then you realize, like, you're exploring for absolutely no reason, and you're just backtracking.
Yeah.
It's frustrating,
right,
because you didn't get anything accomplished, and now you have to walk super slow back to what you were doing.
right.
So the word on the street is that they didn't even want to include the sprint button at first, but they decided to do it based on the testers' advice. But it was too late for them to put it in like any sort of tutorial part of the game, so they just put it in the digital manual, which nobody reads, and a lot of people didn't even know there was a sprint button.
Well, it shows
Yeah.
you the controls at the beginning, and the sprint button is not part of that.
Yeah. Yeah, it was too. It was by the time they had decided to put it in, it was too late for them to get it.
I
into
find
the-
that hard to believe that they couldn't have added a piece of text to that screen.
They didn't. Well, part of the problem was they didn't want to add it because of what you guys were just describing. They wanted people to take their time and explore the atmosphere. But I think it has to go one way or the other. Either let people go really fast if they want to through your game, or give them enough to look at. And like you said, don't make it so you have to like backtrack. You know?
Yeah, some people said too, like, because everyone's like, well, why don't you just push all the buttons and see what everything did? But a lot of people said that.
You have to hold it.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, like, it takes a while for lack of a better term, for it to spool up for your guy to get going. So if you're just pressing the button, like, you're not going to know that sprints unless you're holding it down
I
while you're
heard
moving.
on another podcast it takes 7 seconds.
Yeah.
Like, that's a
What?
time. Yeah. and you
That's
don't
not
even
something.
notice it.
That's not something you're going to figure out on your own. You know, to
Absolutely
hold it down
not.
for 7 seconds or whatever.
No, it sounds like not a lot of time, but when you're playing a video game, 7 seconds is a long
That's a
time to
very
hold
long
a button
time.
down to see if it'll sprint.
Yeah, absolutely.
When most games just come equipped with that.
Yep. Totally.
And like I said, I see where they were going with that, but at the same time, like if you want me to walk around and explore shit, you should probably have something for me to see.
Yeah.
Other than pretty pictures.
Yeah, I mean, when I was watching you play, like I was surprised that there weren't like journal entries that you could read
Yeah.
with build up to whatever the event was.
Exactly.
I wanted to ask you, is it the rapture like biblical rapture? Is that what
I
the
think that's
what
a
happened?
big spoiler
I haven't the foggiest
Why is-
fucking idea
why
what the
is that a
story's about.
Why
man.
is that a spoiler?
because I thought the game was about discovering what happened.
Well, rapture. I mean, that's a
The
biblical
rapture
thing.
is a biblical thing.
Yeah.
No, I
that's
know,
not
but
a-
I thought the game was about figuring out like if it was a biblical rapture or if it was some other kind of thing.
I don't know. That's what I'm
Well,
asking. Eric.
lucky for you, I can't explain it either way.
Okay.
Even after you beat it, right?
Yeah, I have no fucking idea.
Okay.
I was confused as all shit.
So I have a
Okay.
question then, because a lot of the favorable reviews were of the kind of the same thing you said, is that I'm not sure what was going on. I think I know, but like I like it still. What is it that you liked it? Just the idea of like investigating and discovering little things here and there?
Yeah, I guess the things I like was that after I figured out just to follow the light, I kind of got into the story, and I did really want to know what happened. And like, there's a few of the characters, I don't know if I got attached to them, but I definitely wanted to know like what happened with them and what was going on with their situation. It's a spoiler if I say it, so I don't want to, but yeah, there was just some situations going on between characters that I kind of got into, and I really wanted to know what happened in the world.
Yeah, there's a bunch of like fan theories and stuff already floating around.
I
about
looked one up real
exactly
quick.
What happened?
I looked up an explanation after I was done real quick, and it still didn't really clear too much up for me. I'll probably look at some more. That was basically it, though, Corey. Was just seeing what happened, and I was kind of into the characters.
Does the ending pay off, or did you feel like
No,
no?
I didn't know what the fuck went on.
Okay.
I was just so confused. Like it's cool,
Yeah.
but maybe it's just me, and I just couldn't figure out what was going on.
Right.
Like what the rapture was or why it happened. Like it wasn't super clear to me.
Right.
I don't know. But
Okay.
at the same token, like if you have an extra 3-4 hours, I wouldn't buy this game for $20.
I was gonna ask you, would you recommend it
No,
for 20?
not for $20.
Okay.
If you catch it on sale for like $5 at some point, that's probably worth a pickup. I rarely pre-order digital games, and I pre-ordered this one because I was excited for it. And I paid $16 for it, and I'm fairly disappointed with that.
Okay.
But yeah, I wouldn't pay more than $5 for this game. It's beautiful, great soundtrack. I actually took quite a few pictures along the way. My favorite one being I was walking along a road, and you know how they put like slow? They write slow on the road. I just thought it was appropriate, so I took a picture of it.
If I had
You could
known,
have that be the game's poster image.
Yeah,
I was gonna
exactly.
say if I had known, Eric, I would have had you send me that image and I would have put it in the episode graphic.
Yeah, no, I just took it as I was finishing the game up.
Yeah, I read someone posted on a message board that the game was a giant screenshot simulator. Like they would just take screenshots
Yeah.
for backgrounds on their computer.
And I totally
And that's what
see
they-
that.
That's
Yeah,
what they were going to use it for.
that's totally understand that. I mean, if you're into like a real story, but kind of a confusing story, I did not cry at the end of it, but I did get goosebumps a few times.
Okay.
It's Johnny S in the chat.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like the kind of build up in the story, and there's 3 characters that I was really interested in. The kind of build up to what was going on with them, coupled with the great soundtrack.
Right.
It gave me goosebumps a few times, and like the like lighting and atmosphere that's set up at certain points was really good, really well done. But
That's what sort of did it for me for Dear Esther, this developer's previous game.
oh, okay, yeah, I forgot they did that.
Yeah, like you said, it was sort of the eeriness that pushed me along. It was a little bit spooky, and the music
Yeah.
played a good role in like immersing you in the environment. Like there'd be a point where you'd walk through a cave, and then you'd like go out on a field, and that it was like like you said, it's like it's almost like a visual poem that you kind of play through.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
very
exactly.
artistic. I don't know. I'm searching for words here, but
They're hard
yeah.
to describe unless you've actually played one.
And I think these games really need that. And Gone Home obviously comes up a lot in conversations about these kind of games. But like to me, I prefer the more abstract experience to an experience like Gone Home.
Hmm.
So I think I would like this game, but
I
at
think you
this
should play it at some point, Corey.
at the same time though, like you said, like $20. I think I paid
Oh,
like $3.50 for Dear Esther. It was like a Steam summer sale a year after it came out. So hey, Will's here.
hey, Will.
We're in the middle of the main segment right now. Come on in and have a seat.
Yeah, so
No, it's
no, I totally understand what you're saying, Corey, and I think you might enjoy this one if you, just kind of sit back and hold the stick forward towards the light,
Yeah.
and don't explore anything else because there's nothing else to see. Then you'll enjoy it if you're into like a eerie feeling, with like some interesting characters and really good soundtrack and scenery.
Let me ask you this though, and I know this isn't like a popular thing to talk about, but do you feel like you'd enjoy this more if you were just sitting back and watching it?
Yeah, probably.
That's how I felt about like Dear Esther and even Gone Home to a certain extent.
Yeah, I didn't need to be holding a controller.
I was gonna
during
say
that game.
rather than doing not that it's a lot of work, but you're still like to me when you're sitting down and playing a video game, you're playing a video game.
Yeah.
Like
At no point did I feel like I was playing a
right,
game.
exactly. And you had talked about wanting to play a Telltale game with your fiance.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that would be a better choice too because there's actually like things that are going on in those games. Like
I described to her
important story-
afterwards like what those are,
Yeah.
and she said she seemed pretty open to that.
Yeah.
She's like, yeah, that would probably be a lot better because she was like really bored.
Yeah.
And I told her today, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna try and play through that game, and she goes, oh my god, you're gonna want to kill yourself.
I'm glad you actually like started to like it though and got into the
Yeah.
story towards the end.
Yeah, it was decent. Definitely not worth $20. Though.
Right.
Wait until it's on sale on like a PSN flash sale or, what's it, Black Friday sale or something like that for $5.
One of the things I wanted to bring up too, and this is one of the things like where we differ from someone like a GameSpot, who I think they give it a 9 or 9.5.
It got super good reviews.
Yeah, which I mean that's fine, but like we're different in that we don't play games for a living. Like we
Yeah.
do it in our spare time. Whereas a game like that, something that's different than what you're used to playing, that might appeal more to someone who reviews games for a living, don't you think? As opposed to
Yeah.
someone like us who we play games when we can. We spend our own earn money on our games. I could see where there would be a difference there.
Yeah, there would be. But at the same time, I have honestly no idea how somebody gave this game a 9.
9.5. I
No
think GameSpot
fucking
gave it a
idea.
9.5.
I actually wanted to say something about that because I just cannot for the life of me see how somebody could think this game was like that good.
Yeah.
I gave it a 2-star rating on like the PSN shop or whatever. Like
Right.
I even kind of liked it towards the end, but it's just like they could have at least put like posters on the walls
Or
that
guns.
I didn't. They could have. It's not even about that though. Like I don't care about that. But if
Right,
they could, like, there's books all over the damn place. There's posters and shit. But they could have varied them more and like given clues as to what went on.
Well,
just-
when I think of it like a mystery, because you're essentially kind of trying to solve the mystery of what happened, right? Like
Yeah.
I think of investigating clues and stuff. Like I said, have journal entries or stuff like that. Like different things than just going from one place to the other, listening to an audio log.
if they had tied the two in together, it would have been perfect.
Yeah, exactly.
That would have been great. There just was nothing extra, no meat, or I guess there was the meat, but there was no
Potatoes.
salad
Yeah.
or
No side
mozzarella
dishes.
stick appetizer before.
No side dishes.
Yeah, no side. So it was, I don't know.
I'm
Do
with
not
you.
recommend it for $20.
I'm with you 100%, Eric. And to me, the most offensive thing with the favorable reviews is that I only read a couple, granted, but they both kind of said the same thing. Like, I'm not really sure what was going on, but I'm gonna give this game a 9.
Yeah,
And it's like, well, isn't it about like what's happening? Isn't that what this game is about? Like, otherwise, you are just playing a walking simulator. Like, How can
absolutely.
you give that game such a high score if you weren't even totally
You are
sure what was happening?
From point to point, listening to like stories and memories from people.
Yeah.
That's it. I don't see how that's a 9. Like, and it's so like just fucking muddled. Like, I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
And like you said, you can be interested into it, but like, is that enough? I mean, I don't
No.
think so.
I mean, it doesn't have any gameplay, so to me, like it's not real. It's not a video game.
No,
you know?
the more I thought about it, I was just like baffled
Yeah.
that people gave it such high reviews.
Yeah.
I don't know.
What are you scoring it as? What scale are you using to score this game? Is what I want to know.
Oh God, I don't know.
The 8 to 10 scale.
Yeah, that's what they're using, not me.
Oh, this
If
is an
not-
art game. It has to be on the 8 to 10 scale.
Yeah, I don't
Otherwise,
get that.
I seem ignorant.
And that's such bullshit because like we're into art games.
Yeah.
You know, at least a couple of us are pretty into that stuff, and yeah, I don't know.
I'm all. I like playing something that's different. It
Sure.
doesn't non-violent, whatever.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Like,
but
what was the one game at E3 that EA's making that we were all pretty excited about?
Unravel.
Unraveled.
yeah,
Like that's kind of artsy and different.
Platformer,
That's
yeah.
one of the games we were really excited about. Like,
yeah,
we're not against that kind of game here,
Yeah.
but
And there are video games that can tell a very interesting story and still be a video game. Look at games like Journey or Limbo or Braid. I mean, there's a bunch of them.
Rapture couldn't hold Journey's jockstrap ever. And anybody that says different is nobody I want to ever talk to.
yeah.
That's it though.
Okay,
Wait till it's $5. Like it was okay.
gotcha.
Really nice to look at though
Yeah,
and hear. If you can buy the soundtrack,
that would be worth a
that's
purchase.
worth more of a purchase than the game is.
Okay, very nice.
You know, it'd be fun to do if like the developer of this game released a curated video of like them playing through the game in the way they wanted it to be experienced, because I would sit back and watch that whole thing in one sitting.
I mean, once again, I bring up message boards because I read a lot of comments just, to get a feel for what people were thinking about this game. And someone said, well, I'm not going to spend the $20 on it. I'm just going to watch a Let's Play on YouTube.
Sure.
And
You know what?
like 3-4 hours, done.
Based on what I'm hearing, I would even pay money to watch a Let's Play for this. I would pay like $4 or $5
Yeah.
just to experience it, I don't feel like I need to play it. I just want to experience it.
It'd be worth paying $4 to watch it.
Sure.
Yeah. You just stumbled on an idea, Corey. Like the next Thumbstick Athletes venture.
I'll write that one down.
Let's plays of art games for a couple bucks.
Add it to the list.
Okay, that's all of our thoughts, right?
Yeah, that's it.
One more question, Eric. Do you want your Let's Play video exported to YouTube? Otherwise,
What?
it'll be gone forever in like 6 days. It's up to you.
My Let's Play video.
Of you playing
Yeah.
this game.
Bring them from your stream.
Was that saved on there?
Yeah, it saves on our Twitch channel.
Oh,
automatically.
I didn't know that.
It'll be deleted in a few days unless you want me to export it to YouTube, in which case I will.
We can talk about that off air.
And then it'll live there permanently.
Group decision.
Okay.
All right. Do we want to get right into Nibblebits?
Might as well, right?
Yeah. Will, you prepared?
No, my phone died at work.
Oh, okay.
That explains everything.
That sucks.
Do you remember what you were supposed to talk about?
Nope.
2250, Will, for show notes.
I have a lot to complain about. But
Okay.
I can go if you want, Dan.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Let's see. A couple of Heroes of the Storm nibble bits. StarCraft's Medic is coming to the game, so another support, which is good. I didn't realize that. What is it going to be next Tuesday, Will, that the Monk comes out?
yeah,
That's the first time in like a year that a new support has come out. That's crazy.
sad.
Yeah. So good to see that they're going to stick with the support bandwagon, bringing a StarCraft Medic, which sounds like that's just going to be a straight up healer, which is nice. Some more changes that are going to be coming to the game. One that I'm really excited about is if they release bundles that you have parts of already, they're going to give you a discounted price.
Oh, that's fair.
Yeah, and people that have bought bundles in the past that had things that they already owned, you're going to get reimbursed with, is it real money or gold?
I'm not sure.
I want to say you're going to get gold in the game for
That's
it.
how
That's
I feel.
fair,
too.
though. That's fair,
Yeah.
too.
They're also getting rid of Team League because they don't think that people can get the same 5 people together enough, which is pretty right on from my experience.
We haven't even played a game.
Exactly. So what they're going to do is a new ranked mode where they're going to have separate queues for teams of 1 to 4 players and separate queues for teams of a full 5 to make it a little bit more fair. Additionally, players are going to have 20 to 25 placement matches before being assigned a rank now. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah, that is cool.
I expect to be ranked at the bottom
Yep.
after my performance this afternoon. Yeah, just some changes coming to Heroes of the Storm. I'm pretty good with all those. I got no issue.
Same here.
And my last one, I don't know how to pronounce it, but the best gun in Destiny is on sale from Zur this weekend for 17 strange coins. It is a rocket launcher. It looks like it's pronounced Jallarhorn, something along those lines. It looks really cool. Never used it, but it prompted me to boot Destiny up today, which I will talk about later.
Yeah.
But bad news is, I guess the gun's getting nerfed soon,
Oh, of
which
course.
is
That's
why
what-
they're selling it to everyone.
they're
What?
trying to squeeze your strange coins out of you.
Yeah.
What? That's not right.
Well, Corey, The Taken King is coming out soon, and they're probably going to be releasing new stuff.
I mean, I get it from their perspective, but that's messed up. Is it
Well,
not? Am I alone in thinking that?
I guess it's not messed up because everybody knows it's getting nerfed. So if you buy it, it's your own fault. Just don't buy it.
That's fair. I mean, I guess I'm not into Destiny enough to know that everybody knows that, but I would be. If I didn't know that, I'd be very upset.
Oh, sure. If I didn't know, I'd be fucking pissed.
Yeah.
Do your homework. But, Tito in the chat says it's pronounced Jallarhorn.
Jallarhorn. Okay.
So,
Cool. All right. I'll go next. Crusader Kings and Europa Universalist developer Paradox Development Studios has announced a new IP. It's a sci-fi grand strategy title called Stellaris. The Space 4X title will feature thousands of different procedurally generated planets to explore, numerous alien species to play as and interact with, each with their own traits, backstories, and engineering aesthetic. Like with their other titles, Paradox is focusing on emergent gameplay, which they hope stems from exploration and diplomacy. So I'm on board for that. Love my Paradox games.
yes, you do.
Yes, I do. So that'll be a buy for me. I kind of like that the Space 4X genre is coming back too. They're doing the new Master of Orion, and there's been a few other Space 4X games
I like that too.
that are floating around. So excited for that. WildStar has launched their free-to-play closed beta that current subscribers can already access. Non-subscribers can sign up for an invite to the closed beta on WildStar's official website. New features for the free-to-play version include the Alpha Sanctum, which is a new instance that brings players into WildStar's world storyline much earlier in the game than ever before. Madame Faye's Fortunes, which is a randomized reward system that can turn a tiny investment into big shinies. New character introduction. The character creation system has been updated, and players can choose where they wish to start in WildStar based on their past experience with MMO games. And then a loyalty program. Players who have invested money into the game, either through subscription payments, redeeming in-game cred, CREDD, or purchasing MTX items will now earn points in WildStar's loyalty program. Points can be used to access additional gear, items, pets, mounts, and so I will hopefully be able to play WildStar again once it goes free to play. But then again, Guild Wars 2 has been calling my name again, so I don't know what's going to happen.
I thought about playing some World of Warcraft with Will.
Did you?
I thought about it too.
Yeah.
Anytime I see Blizzard now, I should play that game.
Yeah.
I was listening. I can't remember what podcast it was, but they were talking about like lore from World of Warcraft, and I was like, being somebody who plays a lot of Hearthstone and stuff, I see all these heroes, but I don't know what they're all about.
Yeah.
I guess that's a good way to figure out what they're about.
It's great marketing from them, man.
Oh my
I've
They
played
god!
just tie everything together. It's brilliant.
Well, I'll be talking about that in a little bit.
Pandora's Tower, a cult hit action RPG for the Wii, is now available in Nintendo eShop for $20. Physical copies can still be found on Amazon for $30, at least for the time being. It's one of those rare games, so once they sell out of those, you'll be spending $80 to $90 on physical copies of the game. So it's one I have on my wish list, so I was excited to see that come to the eShop. At some point, I'll buy it. Then next to last nibble bit. One of the most important Skyrim mods available on Steam now, and gateway to many of the better Skyrim mods out there. Skyrim Script Extender, or SKSE as it's called, is now available on Steam. It's not through the workshop like most mods are. It's at in the actual store, which I thought was kind of weird, but I searched for it and it's there. SKSE is, of course, the mod that enables one of the best mods, in my opinion, the Sky UI, which completely overhauls the menus and inventory system. Which, after playing with the Sky UI installed, I don't know how I ever played it without it installed, you know?
It needed it.
Oh my god, yeah. Makes it so much better.
Yep.
It's not even close.
That was one of my biggest complaints with Skyrim.
Yeah.
My first playthrough. As a Magic user, the inventory was and user interface was so cumbersome.
Yeah, definitely. And then my last notable bit, Fallout Shelter is now available on Android along with some updates. Deathclaws and mole rats now attack your shelter, and it introduces the Mr. Handy robots that can collect your resources automatically for you while you're away, as well as defend against invasions and explore the wastelands. So I'll talk a little bit about that one. Talk about what I played. Corey, what do you got?
I have quite a few, as usual. Sorry, I don't know. I see stuff and I get excited and want to talk about it. So, Nintendo fired one of its employees for his appearance on a little gaming podcast, not unlike our own. In fact, this podcast that the Nintendo employee appeared on had no iTunes reviews.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
But anyway, he was a localization editor. His name was Chris Pranger. And this was on the August 3rd episode of the podcast called Part-Time Gamers. So, I actually, I went back and listened to the whole episode. It was about an hour-long episode. And this Chris Pranger guy, he actually seems really smart, and he was very articulate, and seemed passionate about what he did, and passionate about Nintendo. But because of his appearance on the podcast, they had to let him go. Here's a quote from his Facebook. He said, "I spent the last week in a miserable place once the podcast began getting coverage. I was instantly scared when a coworker poked me and said, 'Hey, you're on Go Nintendo.' Suddenly, article after article began appearing on game sites of all languages. Comment sections painted me as an idiot and the like. My Twitter started giving me hourly reminders from people meaning well and otherwise. It seemed unthinkable that I'd be let go for a single moment of poor judgment and my own misunderstandings, but here we are." A lot of the coverage of this story that I read, like the journalists didn't bother to go back and actually listen to the episode, and they speculated that Nintendo let him. They just read transcriptions on like Reddit or NeoGAF or whatever, and they all speculated that he was let go because of his comments he made about like stupid gamers. But I sort of disagree. Having listened to it, I think the reason they let him go was the comments he made about people like Sakurai and Miyamoto, who like you don't talk about your corporate boss on a little gaming podcast, especially when they're like essentially celebrities.
Yeah.
Because he talked about Sakurai and the way he like handled Smash Brothers and all that stuff, and he told an anecdote about his boss playing Smash Brothers with Sakurai and beating Sakurai with Ness. So in Brawl, Ness was nerfed. Like, that's not something I'd share on a podcast, you know?
No. And most of the people are like, oh, he shouldn't have been fired for that. But there's a few people that are like, if you do that with if you work for a company that plays anything close to the vest and you spill any kind of secrets,
yeah, like,
going to get fired. That's just what happens.
And he talked about Miyamoto's complete control. Like, they're trying to come up with a name for New Super Mario World 3D. And he told the story of how Miyamoto had that title in mind, and everybody knew that was going to be the title. But they had a whole meeting about what the title was going to be anyway. As a localization editor, this is something you would do. But like all along, they knew because that's what Miyamoto wanted, and Miyamoto gets what he wants. I'm paraphrasing, but that was essentially the story that he told, and I'm like, that's not what you want to talk about. I thought he was really smart and articulate about a lot of the things that he said, and it was really interesting. I do recommend you go back and listen to it, because like you said, Dan, Nintendo does play everything really close to the vest. Yeah. And he talked about a lot of stuff that was really interesting. He worked on Zelda, Link Between Worlds, Animal Crossing, Hyrule Warriors. He worked on all those games as a localization editor and talked about the process. He talked about how it's not localization isn't just translating something, it's translating something not just Japanese to English, but culturally.
Yeah.
And he talked about like a race joke that would work in Japan, but in the United States, and like for a Western audience, a race joke doesn't really fly.
Right.
So they had to, I don't know. It was really interesting. I do recommend you go back and listen to it. But he has been axed. I think he'll be fine.
Yeah.
He talks, another quote he put on his Facebook. I look around my house and see images of my son and feel such intense shame and crippling sadness. I know if I can't find a job at least as good as this one, I won't be able to provide for my family. I've lost them their health coverage and their security. I also know that I've probably lost a good deal of my friends just because I know how hard it can be to stay in touch with someone when the convenience of proximity is lost. I'm so sorry to everyone. I failed you. You believed in me and supported me and trusted me, and I failed you. I failed me.
That's sad.
That's pretty depressing. And Nintendo's comment to Kotaku was, "We have no comment on this topic other than to wish Chris the best in his future endeavors."
Yeah.
I don't know. I was fascinated by the whole thing. That's why
Yeah.
I went into it a little bit. But
I bet you that episode has quite a few downloads too.
yeah, right? Like, what if it's all a big publicity stunt for this podcast?
Yeah.
That would be
The
cool.
guy wanted to quit anyway.
Yeah,
It's like we'll just spill some beans and
it could be.
fuck some friends.
I honestly don't know what he was thinking.
Yeah.
I don't know. But like I said, he seemed smart and he was very well spoken and very interesting to listen to. So I think he'll be all right,
Yeah.
despite what he says on his Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
Moving along, EA removed Patrick Kane from the NHL 16 cover, in addition to all promotional activities surrounding the game. These are after his allegations of rape, which is sort of an ongoing investigation. We don't really know too much at this point, but I did read a couple. No, I shouldn't say a couple. I did read one. It was, I don't know, I can't remember the website, but some blogger. Yeah, we have the poster of Patrick Kane on the
You
studio
should probably
wall.
pull it down.
Innocent until proven guilty in my eyes.
Exactly, yeah. But I did read, I can't remember the name of the website. I should have written it down. But this person said that this is something that Patrick Kane has been getting away with for a very long time, and it's I'm glad to see it's finally time for him to get what's coming to him.
See, Cosby Jr., is that what he's insinuating?
I don't know. Total speculation. I know nothing about it. I'm just stating what I saw.
Wow.
So maybe there's
Kane.
something to it. Who knows?
You would imagine as a pro hockey player, you wouldn't have to go that route.
That's what I was thinking.
Well, yeah. I mean, who knows? But it's going to be the type of thing where they'll come up with some sort of settlement
Oh, yeah.
out of court, not an admission of guilt, just here's a bunch of money to make this go away, and that'll be the end of it. That's my guess.
Is a millionaire.
Yeah,
Yes.
good for her. Her and her family will be taken care of. Not good
Yeah,
for her. That's
hap-
horrible to
well-
say, but
Well, yeah. I guess it depends which way you look at it.
right. But anyway, it's just John Tay is on the cover now.
The good guy.
God bless him. Yeah,
Wholesome.
yeah. Wholesome JT, good Canadian boy.
Canadian, probably farm boy. That's
Yeah.
usually what they are.
Yeah,
The hockey players.
So you get from a guy coming out of Buffalo, New York.
yeah. Well, you know what's gonna happen? Chicago will cut him. Buffalo will sign him because they like to do that.
Yes.
That would be awesome.
I've always said about my favorite sports teams, I don't care if they sign guys with poor character because I don't give a shit what they do off the field. I only care about what they do on the field. I'm a fan of the sport, not of the person.
Yeah,
Maybe that makes me a bad guy, but so be it.
doesn't make you a bad guy.
I know
He's
it
got
does.
he's got 3 cups. Yeah, I think he's good. He's fine. My favorite game of last year is getting a sequel. Divinity Original Sin 2 was announced. There will be a Kickstarter starting August 26th. No details until that point. Larian Studios, the developers, said that the community involvement was crucial to the success of 1, which is why they're doing a Kickstarter for 2, because it's the best way to get the community involved. Which I don't know if I necessarily buy. I think they made quite a bit of money off 1. I don't think they need to do a Kickstarter. And they can get the community involved without doing a Kickstarter if that's what they really felt. But
That's how I was.
I don't like this
Yeah.
Kickstarter, this road.
it's I mean, it's just another way to offload the risk to the consumer, which I'm fine with. I mean, okay, if people want to pay for that, then fine. I'm not gonna, but actually, I probably will for this game. What am I saying?
Yeah.
I really like the first one.
You gonna back it?
Maybe. It depends on the options. I'd probably back it to the point where whatever the cost is that gets me a digital copy or whatever.
Right.
$20
Right.
or whatever it happens to be. I don't know. But yeah, that sounded like a convenient excuse to me.
Yeah.
But whatever. So we were talking about Blizzard earlier and how much money they made. There was a research group, Superdata, released a bunch of information about Blizzard Activision. Apparently, Hearthstone makes $20 million a month. Just Hearthstone.
God.
That's disgusting.
Wow.
$20 million. They said they've had
What's giving them that?
Blizzard
Past months and heroes.
Blizzard Activision has had $1 billion revenue at different points, I guess, which is a ton of money. That Hearthstone, $20 million a month, is more than Dota 2 makes. They were last clocked at $18 million a month. Just one game, Hearthstone.
You know what though? Bless them. They put out a quality product.
Yeah.
So
That's really what matters, you know, is that they like, even though I may not love it, but I see the appeal of it, and
Sure.
people absolutely
with
love
you
it.
there.
It's available on phones,
Everything.
tablets, yeah, everything. Like
And they said a lot of people
convenience is second to none.
speculated about the importance of getting the game on phones. But
Yeah.
according to this report, the monthly revenue increased 31% after
Oh.
the game came to smartphones.
of course it
bet.
did.
Jeez.
Yeah. So there's that.
Crazy.
That's just Hearthstone. $20 million. It's ridiculous.
I wonder how much money Heroes brings in.
It's probably quite a bit. I would imagine.
Yeah. Oh,
Oh yeah.
Maybe
I
not-
mean, think about it. Just people like us. Like we don't make a lot of money,
no.
but every week I buy a stim pack. That's $4 a week. They're getting out of me right there.
At
that's-
least without character skins and stuff.
That's on top of if there's a character on sale that I don't have, I buy them.
Yeah. Well, think 2 years ago we were talking about like Blizzard sort of panicking because the World of Warcraft subscriber base was really taking a nosedive. But I mean, it's so funny like what can happen in that little span of time, and now they're just raking in more money.
And they got Overwatch coming out.
Yeah.
Sure, World of
It's not-
Warcraft could
it's
die
the same-
tomorrow and they'd be totally fine.
Oh yeah. And I'm so excited for the Overwatch characters to come to Heroes.
That'll
too.
be cool.
Oh
That'll be
God,
cool.
I love the integration. It's so good.
Oh yeah. That's why I want to play World of Warcraft.
Got a boner.
I'm really looking forward to Overwatch. As much as I hate to admit that, I really am.
Just embrace it, Dan.
I know.
Join us.
For a while there, I thought I was becoming a Blizzard fan.
Join the Blizzard.
Because I was playing Heroes of the Storm and Hearthstone at the same exact time.
We gotta get you back.
You don't
to
got
that.
time for both of those games.
No.
It's one or the other.
Join
Go ahead.
me, Dan. Final Fantasy 15 is getting a simultaneous worldwide release. Apparently, this is the first time they've done that with a main Final Fantasy title, standalone Final Fantasy title. This is Gamescom news. They also talked a little bit about what's taking so long, and they blamed a lot of it on localization. And that's why it hasn't come out in Japan, because they want to do this worldwide release, and the localization of the game is taking a very long time. The director of the game, Hajime Tabata, told GameSpot, quote, "This may be something that we are a little bit embarrassed to talk about, but really this is the first time that we've done a packaged standalone Final Fantasy game with a simultaneous global launch, so we didn't have the setup to deal with that, really." That's fun. That's exciting. That
Yeah.
makes me feel more important, because it's coming here at the same time.
Yeah, I'm excited for that game.
Yeah, it looks neat.
Really excited.
It does look neat. When's Type 0 come out? Next week?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or
PC.
Tuesday or Wednesday?
I thought it was the
Who's
14th.
buying that?
I already bought it.
Oh,
I
nice.
thought it was the 14th, which would be today.
No, it's the 18th.
Oh, okay. Anyway, here's one. This one will get you. Cross-buy between Xbox One and PC works for DLC only.
Yes.
What the
That
fuck?
that doesn't make any sense. I can imagine they'll fix that.
Well, according to an Microsoft spokesperson, quote, cross-buy for games like Fable Legends and Gigantic refers to in-game purchases and downloadable content that can be accessed whether you are playing on Xbox One or Windows 10. As we bring more titles to Windows 10 and Xbox One and enable rich cross-device scenarios, we will continue to listen to our fans and evaluate what's best for each individual game.
Stupid.
What the hell?
They'll change that. People
Yeah,
will
I'm sure.
bitch.
I'm sure that's going to change. I can't because I like, I think of like when Gears of War comes out, and that's cross buy. Like you're not going to want to buy it on both.
No. I guess the good thing is though you can just stream it.
It makes sense. Well, yeah, that's true. It makes sense too that that the DLC that you buy you can play both on your Xbox One or PC. That makes sense.
Right.
But yeah, I can't see that being a thing for very long.
It's like, I don't know, it's this and the whole like no Steam games in the Xbox app on Windows 10.
Yeah.
All this, like, they say all the good parts and then we're finding out about all these bad parts as we go along, and it's, I don't know, it's a little bit sad. I hope you guys are right that change happens sooner rather than later and that cross-buy is for games and not DLC, but who knows.
I think you have to embrace Steam at this point. Like the Microsoft is way too late to the game, and they don't have the like. At least with EA, they have a lot of they have some heavy hitters on there. So you have to get your Battlefield through that, or any Star Wars games now you have to get through Origin. But Microsoft doesn't have that for PCs. It's really too late for them to have their own separate storefront in addition to Steam.
But why embrace Origin and Galaxy and not Steam?
What do you mean? No, I'm saying that Origin, that they're one thing. Like they can be there in addition to Steam. I don't think Microsoft can have its own ecosystem in addition to Steam.
Oh, no, yeah, I totally agree with you. I'm just asking, like, in from Microsoft's perspective, why would you include
Origin and GOG,
Galaxy
not Steam?
Like, what?
Yeah.
That makes no sense.
It might be a Valve thing, a Steam thing.
Probably. By the way, just quickly, I tried to stream my Xbox One to my PC. My internet's too shitty.
Okay.
Wouldn't let me.
It's probably got to be wired.
Yeah, it said try running a wire,
Yeah.
but I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
So.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Stupid. Do you guys have a Time Warner router? Is your router from Time Warner?
No.
These things are awful. The ones
Yeah,
they
no.
give you?
That's why I had to disable it. I had to jump through hoops to fix that because they give for the good internet they give you a free wireless router.
Yeah.
But the range is terrible. I don't even think it's a dual band router. So I bought my
absolutely
own.
not.
You have to disable the wireless features on that to be able to run your wireless router from it, which took me, I don't know, like an hour probably to figure that out. But if you look on the internet, you'll find a process to do it.
I was just gonna get a new router.
Yeah, that's what I mean. But you have to disable the wireless features on your router, which you have to go into the firmware for.
Can't I just plug the internet into my new router and unplug this one?
Oh, you have a separate router? It's not a modem router. Both?
See, I have a modem and a router.
Oh yeah, I guess it is. You're right.
Yeah, so you disable the wireless features on your modem/router.
Stupid. I mean, I guess I could call Time Warner and be like, I don't want a router anymore.
I
give me a
told them that. They asked me if I wanted free wireless. I was like, no, but they just gave me the modem for it anyway.
That's so stupid. They suck.
I know they do.
So we've been in the chat talking about shitty Time Warner.
Yeah, because was it last night?
It was last night.
The internet went out.
I literally went upstaist to play Heroes, and the internet shit out. I was fucking pissed.
And Eric texted me because I was screwing around on my computer. I don't know what I was doing. It doesn't matter. But yeah, Eric texted. I was like, my internet's out too because I mean no, I was not watching porn.
Dan had wiener in hand.
my kids weren't in bed yet, so no, I wasn't watching porn yet. That was later.
Getting his jollies.
So yeah, Eric texted me and I was like, yeah, my internet's out too. And then I texted one of my friends one of my other friends who lives like kind of near us too, but his internet never went out.
Oh,
It was just on our street
Weird.
for some reason.
thank goodness it was fairly quick.
Yeah, it was 10 minutes maybe.
Because I was livid.
I immediately ran downstairs and unplugged the modem and the router to try to do the power cycle
Oh, I did it
thing,
3 times, Dan, before I texted you.
Didn't
So
work.
I was happy to hear it wasn't just me.
Yeah.
Because I was like, well, shit, now I need a new modem or router.
Or you have to make the phone call, which is the absolute worst.
Ugh,
It's a nightmare.
it is a nightmare fucking place.
But anyway.
Oh, tell me more about your bad internet. My last nibble bit is my human interest story for the week. Somebody beat Fallout 3 as the baby from the start of the game.
Huh.
Which is pretty cool. There's a glitch early on, right after you put your stats in the little baby book. Your dad re-enters the room, and if you're quick, you can sneak out the door, shut it behind him, and then you gotta steal the overseer's key, and then you can get out, and then you're a baby for the rest of the game.
Really?
That's a baby.
I've done that.
Yep.
Oh,
That's awesome.
That is funny.
Yeah. Apparently, there's some like weird physics things that happen, like enemies can't really see you because you're short. I don't know.
Yeah.
Because you're the same. You're just a little dude, but you use all this, and apparently it's very glitchy and stuff afterwards. But I don't know. I thought that was cool.
Can you use weapons and stuff?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, one thing I did want to say about Fallout is I downloaded it and installed it, and because I want to see if it ran on Windows 10 just default, and it did. It ran
good.
fine. So
Good.
yeah,
Well, Fallout 3 did, huh?
yeah.
That's an improvement from 8 because I tried to run it on 8
Well, yeah,
from
that's what I
scratch
mean.
and it didn't.
Same thing with me.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll try it for a 5th time.
Yeah.
See if I can get into it.
Actually, I've heard of people it not working, and I've heard of people it just firing right up and working. So,
Okay.
but the main thing that you have to do to fix it is just download a patch for Games for Windows Live, which is pretty easy to do. So I could even send you a link if you wanted,
Okay.
if you can't get it running right off the bat. So, all right, that's it for Nibblebits, right?
That is it.
All right, shall we get into our weeks?
Yeah.
All right, and then we'll take a break after that.
Sounds good.
Okay. I'll go first. So this week, my gaming has pretty much come to a screeching halt. Corey, where are you going? I wanted him to be on for this part, but anyway,
What an idiot.
I'll skip that part for now. I got my new computer chair.
He's peeing, by the way.
Okay. I got my new computer chair, which is amazing. It's nice to have like a big, comfortable chair to just like envelop me when I'm gaming.
I gotta get one.
Oh, it's so
I'm gonna
nice.
wait till I move, though.
Okay, yeah, I don't blame you.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, you know,
One less thing.
Well, yeah, I mean, you don't have a lot of room in your computer room either,
No.
right? Yeah. It's amazing. Because I talked about this chair was my temporary chair, which only goes like when I'm leaning back only goes up to about my mid back, so my entire upper half of my torso is like leaning off the back of the chair. And this one, like I can lean back in it, and it leans back really far, and the padding's all comfortable, and it's made out of fake leather. It's wonderful.
Nice.
Yeah, I could even sleep in that chair. That's how comfortable it is.
Sitting up, huh?
Huh?
Sitting up?
Well, I mean, lean back like this, you know, with my feet up, because my computer desk is right next to the couch. So I lean back, I put my feet up on the arm of the couch. It's so comfortable. So there's that. We had to do our trip to Philadelphia on Wednesday for my daughter's. My daughter's a patient at the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia for a weird food allergy thing that she has. So we had to drive down there. We left here at 6:30 in the morning. Her appointment was at 11:30. We pulled in and parked at 11:15. We were stuck in traffic right outside of Philly for like an hour, almost not moving or moving very slowly, which I always hate. You just feel like you're wasting so much time just sitting in the car doing nothing.
It's the worst.
Yeah. But it was the first like long trip we've taken in our new car, which was awesome. I got 45 miles of the gallon going down
Dang.
there. Yeah.
Wow.
Only 42 coming back, but I think it's a little more uphill on the way back. Not that the distance is different, but there's more gradual inclines as opposed to gradual
Right.
headed down. So I only got 42 on the way back, but yeah, we got home at like, I don't know, what time? 8:30 maybe. Finally, most of that time was spent driving, because after we went to the hospital, there's a aquarium nearby, so we wanted to take my son and daughter to the aquarium, and man, there was a lot of people in there.
Oh boy.
It was awful. I mean, the aquarium was cool and everything, but like their exhibits were so small. There was like, you know, like a window into a tank or whatever that was like 3 or 4 feet wide, and there was like thousands of people just running around. And I'm kind of agoraphobic, so All the people just freak me out. So, but I mean, I think the kids enjoyed it. So,
What was the coolest fish you saw?
I don't know. The fish weren't all that exciting. A lot of that was nothing I hadn't seen before. The coolest thing, they have 2 hippos,
Oh yeah.
which was really awesome because the way they had the thing set up is like they have this place up here, where they hang out outside the water, and then like it gradually descends, and they have the glass so you can see inside, and they're really like pretty graceful, like in the water floating around and stuff. So that was really cool to see how huge those things were. So
Do they have manatee there?
don't believe so.
I like manatees.
Yeah, no manatees. They had some penguins. No, they had a shark tank. A lot of sharks. My daughter really liked the sharks. So, but Corey, my gaming came to a screeching halt this week because I started watching Game of Thrones.
Oh yeah.
Finally.
Oh sorry. Yeah, you started to say that, but I got up and ran to pee.
Yeah, well, I figured I would wait until you got back because you're the one I wanted to talk to about it.
Yeah.
So HBO Now is available on iOS and Android now. I think it's even on Fire TV. You might want to look into that if you want to watch.
Shit, I didn't know that, Dan.
Yeah, I was typing that to you when I was watching your stream, but I don't think a lot of what I was typing was going in.
What's it called? HBO.
HBO Now.
No.
You get a free month, so I get 30 days of without having to pay. After that, it's $15 a month. So I'm 7 episodes in. I just started on Sunday, maybe, and I absolutely love it so far.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
How far are you? I want details.
7 episodes. I don't remember exactly what happened in the last one, but Tyrene Lannister just got out of the Starks' custody with that duel at the beginning, which was cool. I don't know if that's spoilers to say in the first season, but the king just passed.
Okay.
So that it's the fight over who's gonna take over the throne.
Yeah.
And Ned Stark brings the letter in front of the new king, and the whole thing. I think that's what happened as the last episode I watched just ended. So I don't know what happened after that.
How much do you know about what's going to happen?
I don't know anything about what's going to happen. I've purposely not read anything about it.
I'll be in the same boat when I start watching.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
I really hate Joffrey Lannister
Why do you say that?
because he's a little puke.
I'm just kidding.
This
is too much fun.
That part. Well, I'm looking forward to when we can get into it when I'm caught up and stuff.
Yeah.
Because I love it so much. It's like if Crusader Kings 2 was to be a TV show, that's what it would be.
Yeah.
Which is why the Crusader Kings 2 Game of Thrones mod works so well, because it's that. It's the courtly intrigue, all that stuff. It's so good. I really like Jon Snow. I like a lot of the Stark kids. I don't like Cersei though. She's kind of a brat. But the little one.
Oh, okay.
I really like the little Stark, the girl. Arya, yeah. She's pretty cool. Jon Snow is really cool.
And Sansa is the older one.
Sansa.
Yeah, Sansa. The blonde.
Sansa, yeah. No, she's not blonde. She's redhead.
Oh yeah.
I have a bastard of a time keeping everybody straight.
Yeah, the names. I mean, like faces, I'm not having any trouble, but some of the names I have a little bit of trouble with. But
not Fire TV yet.
Okay,
coming soon.
Okay,
I'll get it.
Yeah.
Once you get into next season, probably, or the season after, you'll start spending a lot of time on the wikis.
Oh yeah.
Because it is very cumbersome trying to figure out who's who and who they're fighting for and.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I freaking love it. It's so good. I was waiting for it to come on to Chromecast because they just added Chromecast support, but because I was going to watch with my wife, but she didn't. She ended up not wanting to watch it because it's pretty violent.
Oh yeah.
So she didn't really want to watch it because of that. So I'm like, okay, now I can really binge through it as fast as I can. But
maybe I'll get a Chromecast.
It was a busy week. Yeah,
because they have
like $20.
They have MLS on there also.
Yeah, you can find them for like $20. Although you might need an Android device. I don't know if you can Chromecast from. Oh no, I'm sure you could. I'm sure Chromecast is in the
I don't know how
iOS.
Chromecast works.
Well, all you do is you go into the app and then you hit a little button, a Chromecast button
on my phone,
on your phone or on your tablet. If you go on the YouTube app on your iPhone, it has the Chromecast button on it.
Dan, how long do you think it'll take you to get caught up?
I hope to have it done by the end of my free trial, which is the 8th. It expires. So.
Nice. If you have any questions, just ask away.
I will.
I love talking Game of Thrones.
I like Tyrion Lannister too.
Sure.
So far,
Yeah.
he seems kind of shady, but he also at the same time like I don't know. He seems to be more honest and open than the other Lannisters.
Yeah.
You know,
Tywin.
I thought it was Tyrion.
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 Well, there's
yeah.
Tyrael and Tywin.
Tyrael.
Yeah, they're the older
It's
Lannisters,
Tyrael.
right? Tywin Lannister's like the head of the family, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, so good. Love it.
Yeah. Tywin's the
Head.
dad. The dad.
Yeah, the
Daddy.
the part where he's skinning the elk or whatever, like that was gross. He's like skinning an elk when he's talking to Jaime Lannister.
How many seasons are there?
5.
5.
Yeah. Each episode's about 55 minutes. There's
Yeah.
10 episodes in the first season.
I was saying Tyrael. Tyrael's from Diablo.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. That's why Will and I kept saying it.
My bad.
Yeah. But it's so good. So good. This is why I don't watch TV though, because when I'm binging on a TV show, I don't want to play any video games because I want to know what's going on in the TV show, you know? Like that's why I don't really watch things. Because I played like maybe an hour or hour and a half of Valkyria Chronicles last night. Just because I've been watching Game of Thrones, you know.
Now you'll get my Game of Thrones references, like when I say
Yes.
as boring as a Sansa chapter.
Yeah, exactly. So anyway, that was my week. Will, what do you got?
Well, Dan, not a whole lot. I've got this mysterious cough going on right now.
I swear to God, you're always sick.
Smoker's cough.
I'm not sick though. Like I've just been coughing, and I don't know why.
You always got something going on.
Like I've been trying to sleep at night, and I've been getting no sleep because I'll just cough through the night.
You need to put down the smokes.
It must be. I don't know. It's infuriating.
Camels? What do you got? Virginia Slims?
I don't know any cigarette
Yeah.
brands.
Okay. Fair enough.
Yep. But I don't know. It's been really bothering me.
Mm-hmm.
It's been keeping me up. I'm really tired right now. Just got out of work, so that's why I was late and came in like a loudmouth yelling.
That's all right.
But other than that, not a whole lot really.
Okay. What do you got, Eric?
Oh, geez. My week? I started back strictly on the vegan diet
Oh yeah.
because I put all the weight back on. I've already lost 5 pounds.
Nice.
Wow.
Feeling good about it. We started a new meal plan that my fiance found. It's pretty cool. You just pay a monthly fee, and this woman, she has this thing set up where like she picks out all your recipes for the week and makes your grocery list, and you just make everything, and it's worked out really nicely. And I've really liked all the food, so it's better than the stuff that we've made before, which is nice
Yeah.
because a lot of it can be pretty flavorless and bland, but really liking it.
Nice.
So good. I feel good about it.
Yeah.
So it's good to be back doing that. I don't think I got too much else. Arsenal shit the bed in their first game. That was disappointing. The Bills play their first game tonight, preseason at 7 p.m.
Nice.
Oh, should mention the linebacker for the Jets that broke Geno Smith's jaw and was then caught, got picked up by the Bills. So that was really funny.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Rex Ryan.
Yeah.
He's just that kind of guy. And I appreciate that about him.
He's like, we got to have a guy like that on our team.
Yeah. He said the Bills were going to be a bully this year. Did you hear the story about that?
Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
From what I understand, Gino owes him $600, and like they got in an argument about it, and Gino like kind of put his hand in his face or something, and so he just broke
Clocked
his jaw. But they're better off, in my opinion,
Right.
with Fitzpatrick. But anywho, that's it. I don't think I have too much else for my week. I'm still waiting to hear back about that job interview, by the way, if anybody's wondering.
Yeah.
Still haven't heard. It's been a month and 3 more days.
Oh.
They are always drag their feet with this shit. But
Yeah.
we'll see.
Okay.
Yep.
Cool.
It's
What do you
like
got?
they don't care that it affects the rest of your life.
Well, they told me at the time of for all the management positions, because there's 3 stores opening, they had 150 interviews. So it's a lot in a month, I guess, and you get to sift through all that shit. And they're doing interviews for other positions too. So I understand, but yeah, no, you're right. I would like to know,
Yeah.
but
or at least an update. Like, yeah, we're still going through applications.
Yeah.
We're still doing interviews.
What are you gonna do?
Yeah. Okay. What do you got, Corey?
A couple things. I had a good fashioned old school video gaming weekend that I haven't had in a very long time.
Nice.
Back when I used to babysit Will when I was 15 and he was 8. Everybody would go to work in the summer, and I'd just sit and play EverQuest and make sure Will had macaroni and cheese for lunch. Life was good. Life was good back then. But I had another one of those. I was dog sitting. My girlfriend was on vacation. I was dog sitting for my cousin who lives nearby, and I took care of the dog and took him outside and played with him and stuff like that. But in between those times, I spent pretty much the entire weekend playing Bloodborne,
Nice.
Which you're gonna talk about later.
which I will talk about in a hot minute.
Uh-huh.
Couldn't stream from there. Their internet isn't quite what I think they pay for the cheapest. I don't know what they have, but didn't even bother trying to stream because I didn't think it was up to the task. I wanted to, but it would have been too much. But other than that, just a couple things I want to recommend to watch. I started watching The Hobbit, the Tolkien edit, which is all 3 movies combined with all the fluff removed, stuff that wasn't in the books. All removed, and it's awesome. I think it's way better.
Did you buy that?
No, you can acquire it, and it's not necessarily sanctioned,
Okay.
but it kinda is. I don't know. It's weird.
All
Nice.
right.
There are ways to acquire it though and watch it.
Right. Do
But-
a Google search.
But I went to the theaters. I paid my tickets to see these movies. I feel like I did my part.
There's a lot of parts in the second movie that are just not in the book, but also not fitting.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
especially at the end of the second movie, like that whole part just pissed me off.
Yeah, it's really good, Dan. I think you'd really enjoy this, especially.
I'll watch it.
And I didn't mind the added stuff. Like I thought it was kind of novel for what it like. We've all read The Hobbit. We know what happens in that. And I just felt like Peter Jackson was just throwing in this other stuff, which some of it exists in the Tolkien lore, some of it doesn't.
Yeah, exactly. That's the stuff I like. But when they changed the whole ending of the second movie, like none of that stuff happened in the books, or
Right.
it was even close to that.
Yeah.
Like that's just.
Well, I haven't gotten to
It was
that
silly.
part yet. I've watched through what happens in the first movie and halfway through the second movie, so I'm not
Okay.
sure how they handle that part of it.
Right.
But
Hopefully they just get that whole thing out.
it is really good because they cut out that whole girl elf thing, that romance.
Yeah.
Doesn't even exist.
No.
But it's fun. I also watched a movie called What We Do in the Shadows, which is by the guys that did Flight of the Conchords. And it's sort of a spoof on reality TV, but these guys are vampires that all live in a house together. And the stuff that happens is like very Kardashian, very reality TV, but because they're vampires, it's really kind of silly. They have this friend named Stu, who's not a vampire that they hang out with, and they take him to like vampire parties and stuff, and everybody wants to suck his blood, and they have to like get him out of there. But the way it's shot and the way they handle these situations is just like what happens in reality TV. What the hell?
Train
Did you
coming
guys hear
through,
that?
All
Did you hear that?
Yeah.
That was the
What the hell
loudest
was
horn.
that?
I don't know. It was like a truck horn or something. I don't know.
Jeez.
But anyway, it's a really good movie. Highly recommend it. Also started watching the Wet Hot American Summer first day of camp on Netflix. It's so good.
Yeah.
It's
I've heard
really
good
good.
things about that.
If you've seen the movie, they got, I think, all the actors back. I can't think of anybody off the top of my head that they didn't get back. And, that movie came out like 20 plus years ago. And it's all the same actors, but it's a prequel to the movie. So they play like 15-year-olds, even though some of them are in their 40s.
That's hilarious.
It's really funny. And I don't know, have you guys seen Freaks and Geeks?
No.
It kind of,
Watch
well,
it.
anyway, it kind of reminds me a lot of Freaks and Geeks. It's that time period, like late 70s kind of thing. And I watch it with my girlfriend, and she thinks it's stupid. And it is stupid, but it's stupid funny. And, like, it just harkens back to a time that will never exist again. I never went to camp, so I don't really know what camp's like, but it's just nice to watch something. And it's Eric, you've seen Dazed and Confused.
Oh God, yeah.
Kind of reminds me
I
of
was
that.
gonna say, speaking of harkening back to times that aren't going to exist again, that's the first thing that came to my mind.
Yeah, and watching it with my girlfriend, I was sitting there and I sort of had a revelation. I was like, you know what is I really like about this show? There are no cell phones. Nobody has a cell phone. Nobody's doing anything on a cell phone. Like, that didn't exist in that time period, and everybody was just like living in that moment and like interacting with everybody because they had to, and that's what you did at camp. I wonder what summer camp is like now. Do kids go and just like text their friends back home? I'll stay.
I would hope they would put the camp somewhere where there wasn't cell phone service, but I mean, maybe.
Yeah,
you're absolutely right, Corey.
But it's so refreshing to watch something like that, and very charming. And like Bradley Cooper's in it, the huge star that he is now. Like, apparently they shot all his scenes in one day. And if you saw the movie, he's gay, and but because this is a prequel, it's like, I don't know, it's so funny. Like, if you know the movie, you'll appreciate the show that much more. They do a really good job. Yeah, Riz is asking in the chat. Elizabeth Banks is in there. She's a reporter, and she goes to the camp and pretends to be a 16-year-old. She actually, like, she looks really good for her age. I'm not sure how old she is. But one of the characters is like 48, and he's playing a 15-year-old. Chris Pine, who I love Chris Pine. He's in it. He plays like a rock star that lost his mind and just like lives in a cabin that nobody goes near. I don't know. It's very charming. I highly recommend it. It's a 5-star rating for me on Netflix. It's good, clean fun.
Nice. I've heard good things about it. Okay. Anything else, Corey?
Nah.
All right. Well, we'll take a quick break and be back with what we played and feedback right after this. Quick break. Pee break. Eric, you want another brew?
I better not, Dan.
It's making me sleepy, but I'm having another one anyway. I am, however, going to go tinkle.
Oh, that's interesting. They confiscated the phones. That's great. I love that happens.
They should like not be allowed there. We should start a summer camp, Corey.
Yes, a video game summer camp.
I was gonna say gaming camp.
Why not?
That'd be fucking awesome. You know, people would be down for that.
Hell yeah! It's just one like summer-long LAN party.
Oh my god, that sounds amazing.
That's $1 million business idea. Whose parents wouldn't want to send their kids there? Because parents don't give a shit anymore about their kids.
Right, right.
And what kid wouldn't want to come?
One time at TSA band camp. Gaming camp. Gaming summer camp. Hosted by the Thumbstick athletes. I know everybody's excited, but I hate to break it to you. Unless you're playing Heroes of the Storm, probably not gonna game with you.
We could teach games though. Like, we could talk about games and gaming history and.
Yeah, you could do that, Corey. I'll be busy.
Shit.
Yeah, we could have Dave talk about early video gamer days.
The early days of Blades of Steel.
Yes. Shit.
That little game.
Yeah, I still gotta go to Tyler's tonight. I don't think I should keep drinking.
Why?
No, because if you have another one, you're going to be really tired.
Yep.
If you don't keep drinking, you know?
Sophie's driving me around tonight.
Where are you guys going?
We're going to Ray Brothers Barbecue.
I could go for some barbecue.
There's a band called Jim Cotta playing there.
Well, they're open on Friday nights.
Imagine that. But apparently, I haven't been there. I've seen it. I've driven past it. But they have like horseshoe. Although it's storming right now, they have like horseshoes and cornhole and all that stuff in their backyard, and I guess that's where the band plays.
Cornhole. All right, shall we get going?
Yep.
I gotta pee and get another beer.
We have that one quick piece of,
From JRP?
and then Tito sent an email. You just want me to read it?
Yeah, that'll be fine.
I'm gonna disregard last week's question of the week.
Okay. I don't remember.
Since it kind of fell apart at the end.
Yeah.
It was just to investigate YouTube gaming, which I forgot to do.
Yeah, I still want to do it. I just didn't feel like doing it this week. So
I couldn't. I literally had no free time this week.
yeah. Dan, you can watch as much Game of Thrones as you want.
I can't wait to watch Game of Thrones again. Tonight I'll watch a few episodes probably. I've got to build a computer though. I don't know. Well, I'll say now that I'll watch it while I'm building the computer, but I have to focus on
You
one.
gotta focus. Yeah, you can't.
I can't do that in the background.
Riz says he's loving YouTube gaming.
There
I've
you
heard
go.
Good things.
Yeah.
Good things. I want the app. There's a way you can download it on Android because someone put out the APK or whatever.
Yeah.
But I was too lazy to try it.
We didn't even talk about did we talk about the prize purse for Dota 2?
No,
Holy shit.
we should have talked about that.
Yeah, we should.
If we remember at the end of the episode, we'll talk about it.
Let's
Did
just bring something really quick.
Not just that, but one of the guys from Free to Play won it. Fear, remember Fear?
Yes,
Yeah, the old guy.
You know what?
Yeah, he was the
I
old
tuned
guy.
in for a minute and I recognized the name. I was like, I think he was on that documentary I
Yeah.
watched.
Yeah, he's in his late 20s now, right?
They said he was too old to win.
Yeah, they
Remember?
did.
At that time, that was
Said he was
4 years ago. That was taken.
washed up.
Yeah.
How old is he? He said he's got to be in his 30s now.
I think he is.
I think he's still late 20s. I think he's 28, maybe. I think he
I
was.
thought he was
20
28 4 years ago.
I don't know. Look it up. I'm sure it's somewhere.
I
We
don't
got it
care enough,
now.
Dan.
Huh?
I don't care enough.
I'll look it up and God damn it.
Corey, what are you watching on the thing?
It's I don't know.
It's going over.
Funny People Best Compilation 2015. I don't know. YouTube will like autoplays videos now after you finish one, so
It's stupid.
I gotta pee.
He's 27.
What? Really?
What?
He was.
Not that old.
So they said he was old when he was like 25?
Yeah, it was only that. I mean, that movie came out. It came out 2 years ago, but it took place in like 3 years ago or 4 years ago. I think it was like the 2011 International that was supposed to take place.
I wonder if he was on
That's-
Adderall. Oh, we didn't talk about that. Drug
Oh, the
testing?
doping?
Yeah.
We mi-
Anti-doping
we-
campaign?
We missed our shot to start a company to do
We did. Damn it.
drug testing.
These things happen right after we talk about them.
We could just start
Well,
a
the prob-
website. Maybe they'll come to us and be like, we
Yep.
need somebody to test everyone.
The problem with that is like someone with money probably was once they heard about that story, someone with money, or they probably took it to someone that already does drug testing, you know, some company.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Unfortunately. Ready?
Now I gotta pee.
Were you supposed to be like 10 minutes ago?
That's what I thought.
Yeah, what's he been doing?
Being a Nancy pants.
Watching this damn funny people video of these people just getting hurt.
I don't like watching people get hurt. Like
I don't.
injuries.
As long as it's nothing too bad. Like if somebody's just falling, I'll watch it. But I don't need to see anything getting broken.
I don't like that either.
Monster trucks. Ooh. Oh, ooh. There's nothing funny about pain.
No.
Like, you know, watching someone getting hit in the nuts, that's funny. But like a broken leg or dislocated shoulder, I don't like watching that stuff.
I saw a video on Instagram of somebody that went to our high school standing in a little kiddie pool with a beer, chugging the beer, and somebody whips the ball and hits him in the nuts with a football.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Because you know there's no serious damage, just, you know,
You just
Well, there
can't-
could be.
You just can't have kids again.
Yeah. It's
Andy Giles.
Oh, I didn't even know he was still around.
I think he lives in North Carolina.
Yeah, okay. Nice.
Hey guys.
Hey.
Hey.
Corey, you have to turn this video off. Everybody's getting sick.
Hang on. Who's going first?
What we played?
I'll go first because I really don't have a lot to talk about.
What are you gonna talk about? I'll queue up the video.
Fallout Shelter is really the only thing I played.
God.
I'm not sure.
Just put up Heroes of the Storm.
Yeah, you can put up whatever.
You know our crowd's a big fan of that.
Ooh, people love HOTS, huh?
Yeah, they do.
Is it just Jake that doesn't like it, or
No.
do other people not like
No,
it?
I don't think anybody likes it except
Okay.
Tito.
Okay.
I thought Riz liked Tots.
Oh, does he?
I think so.
Maybe the first week.
Someone is
fun.
live tweeting the Iliad.
I love live tweeting. I think it's so funny.
Yeah, I mean, as bad as HOTS was, it's still no Guild Wars 2. When me and Corey specifically were really into Guild Wars 2.
Yeah, that was.
Stop it. I'm going to have to order a new one of those spider things.
Riz does like HOTS.
Has he liked it every episode for the last 4 months? Actually, 5 months, right?
I don't remember when. I think it was it was
February.
March when I. Was it February?
Yeah,
Or was it
because I was
March?
talking about it for a week before
Yeah.
you guys.
All right, here we go.
Yeah, fire it up, Dan.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Welcome back, everybody. Episode 212 of the Thumbstick Athletes podcast. We are now in what we played. I'm going to go first. I really don't have too much to talk about. I played a little bit more Splatoon. I did the Splatfest or whatever, which my team ended up winning, Team Marshmallow.
Yeah.
I wasn't that much of a help. I think I played maybe 10 or 12 matches because it was a busy weekend. But I did try the new paint bucket, the slosher weapon, which is really cool. It just, you fling paint. And it's got it's a little bit like the roller, although you have to like manually like sling the paint, but it's better for like vertical play, because you can aim up and like really slosh the paint up pretty high. It's got a pretty good range. I mix that with my shirt, which is the ninja shirt, so people can't see when I'm swimming around in the ink. I'm pretty much invisible at that point, so I use that to sneak up behind people and hit them with the slosher. I'm not as good with that as I was with the paint roller, but decent. It's a neat new build that I'm trying out. I think it'll be better too for tower defense ranked play, because rollers are pretty much useless in tower defense ranked plays. You say that like you know, Corey.
I know. I've been playing.
I thought about firing the Wii U up to update my game.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think it's a fairly large update too.
I figured.
It's I want to say like maybe half a gigabyte or something like that. So I played a little more of like Valkyria Chronicles. I played last night just because I felt like I should play something. Like I said, I've been watching Game of Thrones, so I haven't played a lot of video games, but I did play. I finished the 10th chapter of Valkyria Chronicles, which is where you rescue the people from the Darksons from the concentration camp. So still really, really, really like that game. I've got to try to balance Game of Thrones and Valkyria Chronicles, because Final Fantasy Type O comes out next week, so I want to be able to play that within a week or so.
Yeah, we should do an episode on it. You wanna?
Yeah.
Because I'll probably play it.
Okay. Yeah, not next week. It would be the week after, probably.
What's next week?
We don't have a topic, but it's only coming out Tuesday. I want to get some
right.
time first. And then, yes.
Sorry, before you move on, I didn't read. I don't know. Maybe you guys caught it. There's a mod for Valkyria Chronicles, a balance mod.
Really?
Somebody put out. Apparently.
I'll have to read up on that. I didn't know about that.
Yeah.
Because I could see, like, I don't feel that the commando, they're not called commando, but the commando class is very helpful. They're too slow. And they're really only good for defense, like if you're defending a position. I mostly use the scouts. They move a lot. They're pretty accurate with their shooting, so you do headshots. And then, snipers from a distance. Like, I'll have one engineer to heal the tank, and then one lancer. and then the rest are, I'll pick one. I usually have Rosie in my squad because she gives you the extra action point, but then the rest are scouts because they move.
What's the Lancer again? The heavy?
That's the anti-tank
Anti-tank. Okay.
missile launcher person, which I have Largo. He's the only one I use.
Okay.
I mean, if I get into a scenario where there's a lot of tank fighting and they're coming at you, then you'll need those to defend your position. But I haven't come across that in the first 10 chapters, so it's mostly scouts that I use.
This game needs a sequel.
It did get a sequel.
Yeah, there's like 3.
Yeah, there's a
Oh, you're
Valkyrie.
right. Were they PSP games or Vita?
Either I think Vita.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Well, maybe they'll come to Steam now if Valkyrie Chronicles sold well enough on Steam. So
It seems like it did, just anecdotally speaking.
Yeah.
A lot of people are talking about it, and when it came out, everybody was excited about it. So
yeah.
yeah.
I've heard that the second one isn't as good as the first one. It's a little fan servicey. So we'll see. But I would buy it and play it, definitely. I really, really like Valkyrie Chronicles. And then the other thing I played was Fallout Shelter finally came to Android, along with a couple updates like I talked about, the Mr. Handyman. So I downloaded it yesterday, and I've played like on and off throughout the day. I actually kind of like Fallout Shelter.
Shut your yip.
Oh, here's the thing. It's just a straight up mobile game. Like if it was anything other than Fallout, I probably wouldn't like it. I just kind of like it. It's Fallout.
Okay.
That's the only reason. I mean, I don't really have to put that much into it. Like I just fire it up when I get the opportunity, do a few things because the Mr. Handyman robots, which you have to buy. I think you can get them as rewards, but I actually ended up buying mine, not with actual money. Let's make that clear. There's an Android program called Google Rewards Plus where you answer surveys, Google surveys, and it gives you credit for your Google Play account. I've made like $25 in Google Play credit so far, so I just use that. I actually bought Final Fantasy Tactics for this too with it because I had so much money. Like, you have to use it within a year, I think. Wow. So I was like, I should spend it. I don't want to lose it. So that's what I use to buy some handyman robots. But they go back and forth and collect your resources. So really, I just have to pop in every once in a while to like level people up or to make people have babies or whatever, and to make sure my person that's exploring the wastelands doesn't get killed. So
I'm glad you called it what it is, though, Dan.
No, it's a mobile game, and the only reason I like it is because it's Fallout. Like I said, if it was anything else, wouldn't be interested, but because it has Fallout in it and it's Fallout-esque and has some of the terminology that I'm familiar with from Fallout, it's okay.
So it's okay. What about all those people that spent all that money on the Kim Kardashian game?
If you love Kim Kardashian, I mean, whatever.
See, you're coming around.
No, I don't like it, but I don't like that I spent. But like I said, it wasn't my actual money. It was money I earned through my Google rewards.
I played that.
I wouldn't
game.
I wouldn't spend my actual money on it.
Yeah.
I just had to get rid of it. So I bought 2 handyman robots for 99 cents each.
All right. Well, so mobile gaming isn't all bad.
It's bad, but it's Fallout.
It's all pretty fucking bad.
It's not that bad.
The only good one is Hearthstone, in my opinion.
There's some really good time waster games.
Actually,
no.
I have some decent games in my
Tiny Tower. I'm sorry, that's the other good one.
I have some decent games on my wish list that are supposedly good, like decent mobile games.
I like Monument Valley.
Hang on, let me call them up.
All 3 Infinity Blades are just dandy.
I played one and I hated it.
80 Days. I've heard that one's really good. It's like a visual novel type of game.
I played that one.
That's supposed to be good. But a lot of my games that I have on my mobile wish list are games. Like I have the Banner Saga, Baldur's Gate 1 and 2,
Sprinkle Island,
Terraria, Heroes of Might and Magic 3 HD, Republic.
You should try add Tactics Maiden to your list. I think you'd like that. Yeah.
All right, I'll put it on. Because I keep tracking if there's sales, I'll buy them. Because like I said, I have all this Google Play credit.
Yeah. Well, Amazon does a really good job with their sales too.
Yeah.
Their Android App Store sales. You can get real
So
cheap
how do you
or
get
free
this credit
stuff.
on Google?
It's I have to answer surveys. They're usually like, I don't know. One survey I'll be like 4 or 5 questions, and I'll get anywhere from 10 cents to like 50 cents of Google Play credit for answering that. What's the name of the app? It's called like Google Rewards, something or other.
Riz in the chat put a link up to it
Yeah,
for anyone.
Google Opinion Rewards. That's what it is. So if you're interested in it at all, if you have an Android device, Corey, you should put that on your tablet.
My tablet is a Hearthstone and Netflix tablet solely.
Hearthstone and Netflix machine.
Johnny Highwind says it's a good sitting on a toilet game.
It is.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Totally. Like I said, I fired up for a few minutes here and there when I got the opportunity. I don't know how much longer I'll play it. Probably, I can't see myself playing it beyond another week here and there. So, but it's okay.
Or
That
you'll play
was-
it forever.
I don't know.
That was my experience though, Dan. Like I booted it up, saw what it was all about. I'm like, I've played this game a million times on a mobile device. This one just happens to have a Fallout skin.
Yeah, which is what keeps me playing it. I think.
I think I got 3 days out of it.
Yeah. So we'll see. I may be done with it already by next week, but it's okay. It's worth a shot. It's free.
The coolest part to me is the sending your dudes out into the wasteland.
Oh yeah, having them gather stuff.
But I didn't know you needed to send them back, so all my guys just died after I sent them.
Oh,
But
yeah, you got to
whatever.
recall them and resupply them and stuff.
Yeah.
I like having babies too. Selective breeding my people for. I don't think you can like, because I try to breed my people with really good stats, and I don't think that matters. Which
I don't
is
think so
unfortunate.
either. It's just
It's unfortunate.
you just want to put high charisma people in there, right? Because they breed faster.
Yep, because they'll make a baby faster. I was hoping
Just
because
like
I
real
was
life.
like, at first, right, exactly. At first, I was trying to match up people that had like one person had like a really low strength stat and the other had a high strength stat. I was hoping it would balance out in the offspring, but it doesn't. It doesn't work that way. It seems to be random, that's a missed opportunity, I think.
I still think, and this game to me is just indicative of the brilliance of the Bethesda press conference at E3. Like,
Yep.
they're making so much money off of this game, and I honestly feel like a lot of that has to do with the way they presented it at E3.
Yeah. Yeah, I could totally see that. Well, it's only been out for a few days, and already there was like 200,000 ratings for it on the Google Play Store.
Wow.
You know, I think I found out about it Wednesday, maybe, or yesterday, whenever it was. It might have only been yesterday that I found out about it. And when I downloaded it, like I said, there was already 200,000 plus reviews for it, which that's a lot. That's written reviews, you know. So,
Dan, Goat Simulator's free on Amazon today.
is it really?
Yep.
Okay, I'll download that.
Riz put a link up. I got a bunch of free games on Amazon today.
Yeah, Amazon once a day or every day will have a free paid app. on there-
Scribble
in there.
Knots Remix is good.
Yeah, I love Scribble Knots.
That's free.
We have that on the iPad. But yeah, that's all I played. Will, what do you got?
Heroes. I did the public test realm and tried out the new map and the new hero.
Who's the new hero?
Starts with a K. It's the monk from Diablo
Kazim?
3. Yeah, Kazim.
How you spell
He's
that?
awesome. K-H-A.
Monk Heroes of the Storm.
I just want to put the proper video on the YouTube for the.
Okay, you ready, Corey?
Yep.
K-H-A-R-A-Z-I-M.
That's close.
Charism.
Yes.
Charism. That was kind of close.
Cool.
But he's the new support, the Diablo support character that's come into the game. He's pretty awesome. He has the thing, Dan, I know you said you were interested in choosing the 3 different passives.
Yeah.
So one of them is every time he does basic attack, he gets his some health points regenerated. The other one is each time he attacks, he gets some mana, and the third one is a damage boost. So you can spec your character with however you want. So if you're doing a quick match, and you know how you don't pre-select teams when you're going to quick match if you're
Right.
solo queuing. This is a way for you to be able to build the monk to support whatever.
Right,
your
whatever
team's-
else is in your party.
Yeah, so
That makes sense.
if you've got no damage and you've got a bunch of supports, you can spec the monk to do more damage, and he can do some damage. Or if you don't have a healer, he can solo heal pretty effectively. He can still get overwhelmed with how much healing he has to do, but
he's a jack of all trades character. He does a little bit of everything. Not necessarily great, but,
yeah, exactly.
which is cool.
Yeah, and that's something that this game doesn't really have, sort of, because the supports that are hybrids are Tassadar and Tyrande, but they don't do that much. They're not that versatile as
Right.
opposed to Charism.
Okay.
He's gonna be an awesome hero. I can't wait for him to get in this coming Tuesday.
Mhm.
Just be spending another $10 on him.
Nice.
And the new map, Infernal Shrines. Now, I like the map a lot. The only thing is I don't really like the art style. It's too similar to the old map. The map that just came in, Battlefield of Eternity. It's kind of bummed about that. Like they could have chose any of the acts in Diablo 3 and like went with that like art style.
Right.
So whatever reason they chose the heaven hell split again. But it's really cool how they do the objective. There's 3 altars that pop up in the map and one will activate, and what you got to do is like, you know, when you would see somebody in Diablo and you'd talk to them and then a bunch of demons would come in, like it's the mission to kill a bunch of them and whatnot, and you'll get a reward. What this is like each team has to kill 30 like demons that come out of the altar, and the first one that does that gets like a giant beast, sort of like in the Battlefield of Eternity, like the 2 heaven hell like minions to fight, but this time they can also target heroes, which is pretty awesome. So like if Nova comes out of her thing to shoot somebody, this guy can jump on him and like kill her in a couple hits. So like you have to be really careful.
Nice.
And it really helps
Ooh.
with pushing and stuff like that.
That's interesting.
It's pretty cool. I like the map. As I said, I'm a little disappointed with the art style, but overall the map is pretty solid.
Are
I think
there?
it's-
Sorry, Will. Are there 3 separate shrines?
Yeah, but only one activates at a time.
Okay, so you can kill minions at any of the shrines, and it will work towards activating one of them.
Yeah, you got to kill 30. No, you only both teams converge basically on one altar, and they spawn out of the.
So
the
only
demon-
one altar spawns at a time.
Yes.
Gotcha. Okay.
So basically, it's really hard to balance the team fight and doing the objective on a shrine, because you don't know if it's worth it to just go straight up and kill everything to get the beast, or to team fight and possibly lose it. See what I'm saying? A little bit.
Yeah.
I had a hard time with that on the map. I played 2 matches on it, and I was 1-1, lost 1. So
I want to know a little bit more about your experience with the public test realm, though.
Uh,
I've always been curious, like ever since we were playing EverQuest back in the day, back in the early 2000s, and they had the test server. I've always kind of wondered what that experience is like actually trying that.
So in Heroes of the Storm, what happens is all the characters and skins that you have unlocked transfer over, but all of your characters and overall level are set to 1, but you're not talent gated. So it's kind of weird. Like I got to play Jaina, but like I was level 1, but none of my talents were not locked out, because in the game, if you have to get to 25 for you to be able to select all of your talents as you level up, but now like that's gone completely. So like you're not penalized for starting over, which they changed recently, because when I started doing it, when the Battlefield of Eternity started and that map was in there, I was talent gated, so like I didn't bother playing because I thought it was stupid to even bother.
Right.
But now like I can play it and like use my character's full abilities. But other than that, like it's really no different. You're just playing what's gonna be happening in the game.
Are people as like talkative and stuff?
Yes and no. They're friendlier generally. I've seen.
Because you're all there for a specific reason, is to try out the new stuff.
Yeah, see what's like how characters are changing. Like Kael'thas is getting changed. Leoric is getting changed a little bit.
What are they doing to Leoric?
Making it so he's not so extremely powerful to backdoor, which is where he spawns.
Oh.
Backdoor sieging.
Okay. I'm fine with that because I don't do that anyway.
It's stupid and it isn't fair. They're basically making it so it's not as easy for him to spawn so quickly, which
fair.
I think is fair. I thought it was a little ridiculous how quickly he could spawn. What else? I don't really know. I don't know.
Isn't Kerrigan getting buffed too?
To be honest with you, I don't really know who else is getting buffed and nerfed. I only know those 2 are getting a slight nerf. I don't know.
I think Kerrigan's getting a buff.
Is Brightwing getting a buff?
Not that I heard.
What about Nazebo?
Nothing. Nothing for Zeebs.
Nazebo's been the least changed character, I think.
Him and Stitches.
Stitches is considered bad now. Here's another thing. I was on the Heroes of the Storm subreddit, and Blizzard's doing, if you own Diablo 3, you get Diablo free in the game. And people who play Heroes are really upset that they're doing that because they don't get anything out of it. They said that they should give you money in-game. And they're like getting all mad at Blizzard for it, which, first of all, I think them doing this isn't to incentivize the people who already play Heroes. It's to incentivize the people who play Diablo who don't play Heroes. Be like, oh, I've got this hero for free in Heroes. Let me check it out.
Yeah, to bring new people into the game.
Yeah, I don't. Everybody, shut up when you're complaining about that. Like,
Shut your mouth when you're talking to me.
Exactly.
no, it's annoying though, right? Like,
Yeah.
gamers are never happy, and it bothers me.
It's
True.
not. It's weird. Like, it's not that gamers are never happy. It's the ones that aren't are extremely vocal.
Yeah, you're right.
You know, it's the vocal minority versus the silent majority, which is everything, really. It's, you know, a certain sect of people are so loud that it seems like that's the popular opinion, when in reality it's not.
Yeah.
Correct.
I don't know. I find it annoying. They're like, why don't they just give me money or a better warrior? Like, shut up.
Shut your yips.
It's annoying. But other than that, like, I don't really. There's a couple UI things that look a little different.
Oh, okay.
Like,
I've always liked the UI changes.
like it's very minimal. Like when you're playing in game, like the icons, you know, your ability icons, like the border is a little bit bigger.
Mm.
It's silly stuff, but like I noticed it. I don't know. I guess that's it for different things that I've tried.
Okay.
I pretty much only play heroes at this point.
How dare you.
It's pretty sad.
No, it's fine.
I don't. It's pretty sad, Dan.
Play what you like. I mean, we're not doing this to.
Force anybody to play anything.
Yeah, exactly. We just play what you want.
I don't know. With work and school coming up, heroes is gonna be it.
Yeah, that's but that's what I like about our podcast, though, is like there's a reason you're choosing heroes in that
Yeah.
situation, and a lot of people are in your situation, and I think it's important for people to know, like, there's a reason why you're playing it, you know?
The 20-minute matches just is what I think makes it.
It's perfect.
I saw the headline. I didn't read the article. I should have, but apparently Heroes of the Storm matches are getting longer.
I had a good 30, 35-minute brawl last night.
I think it's because players are getting better. So, because I've had like more 25 to 30-minute matches recently than 15 to 20.
Well, I also had a 14-minute ass whooping I received last night, too.
You get
That's
those.
true.
Felt like the broom handle went right up my backside.
At least it was quick.
Yeah, I was quick, all right.
Did you have the guy making comments about everybody being terrible?
Oh, yeah. Big time. I got into it with a guy.
Was it an Illidan player?
No. Nova.
Oh, yeah. That was
Another-
my second guess.
I got into it with another guy who was playing Sylvanas today. Fucking people.
My favorite when the Lily is talking smack.
I find that hard to believe. That's someone who doesn't usually play Lily, probably.
I don't know. Me and my friend were playing, and Lily was being really mean to everybody, and I was like, he said it's funny that a Lily is talking smack to everybody.
That's what got me to quit. It was a Lily that was giving me a hard time, and I was like, I can't play this game anymore.
It was funny. Alex and I were playing this morning, and we had Kalthus who was role-playing. So Alex was Muradin, who's a dwarf.
That's amazing.
And he said we should go boss soon, and he was like, he said something like, "I'm always thinking about going boss, stupid dwarf," or something like that.
That's funny.
He said something funny, a lot funnier than what I just said, but he
Uh-huh.
wasn't being a dick. He was just
Right.
trying to be like a stupid mage elf. Like
I've never heard of anyone role playing.
it was really funny.
MOBA character.
I'm thinking about doing it.
That's a good idea.
That's amazing.
I'll have to find a good character to do it with, though.
Yeah, I mean, if you're just playing one day and you're screwing around on the match,
Well, we
play
were
or
doing
whatever,
quick match because
Yeah.
we were getting just our asses pounded
Yeah.
in Hero League.
That's where you can screw around, you know.
Yeah, I was trying Abathur out. Since we're talking about HOTS, I tried Abathur because he's free this week. He's unlike any of the other characters. I didn't know for the longest time that I could put my symbiote, which empowers either another hero or mercenary camp. I didn't know I could put that on minions. And I was like, how the fuck do people do so much siege damage with Abathur? Because I just couldn't figure it out. So then, as soon as I did that, I was like doing a shit ton of siege damage. I actually really enjoyed playing as Abathur, but I feel like he'd be better served used in a group that was of
Knew what-
5 and
yeah.
like had a plan, like we're gonna attack this lane, so I
Yeah.
knew, what I should focus on to siege.
I feel like that's the way with the Lost Vikings too. Like they're really effective if you know how to use them in with your team.
Well, yeah,
Team makeup.
whenever I go against the Lost Vikings, it's really good. Like, you're always 2 levels behind.
Yeah, because they split them up into the 3 lanes and soak up the experience,
Yeah, like
and then bring them together if there's a team fight.
the map,
if they know it's coming.
like on Cursed Hollow, when everybody goes to the curse, like,
Which is the one of the maps I played on with Abathur.
yeah,
And we did the mines too. And it didn't work out.
mines. I'm getting stomped on them lately.
Yeah. I got stomped the last 2 days that I played. Alex and I have not fared well.
It's disheartening.
It is. It makes me feel awful. It's the worst feeling. That 14-minute ass kicking we took was just demoralizing.
You just want to go to a bar and drink your sorrows when you're done.
Really though, it's like you just received word that like not a family member died, but something bad, something pretty bad happened.
You
like,
lost your job.
Like somebody's got to have surgery.
Yeah.
It'll probably be okay,
Yeah.
but it's gonna suck.
Yeah, gotcha.
That's what I equate it to.
Nice.
It's the worst.
When we were playing the other night with our 5-man team, and we just kept losing, because you don't know what you're doing wrong sometimes.
You just feel helpless.
You're just like, what?
You just feel helpless.
Especially that match on Dragon Shrine or Schreier.
I've been getting number 1 pick a lot. I don't know why,
Oh,
but literally like 8 straight games I had the first pick. So this guy, everybody puts who they're planning on picking in. But so I have first pick, and like if I play somebody who I always play Vala, and somebody else wants to play her, like I'm still gonna pick her.
Yeah.
I'm better with her than I am with other heroes.
yeah.
He was giving me a bunch of shit about it. I'm like, sorry, dude. Like, do you have another assassin? He fucking picked Nova. And we just got murdered. And right off the bat, one of the other teammates says, oh, great, you picked Nova? He goes, GG, which means good game. We hadn't even fucking started the game yet. And I'm like, all right, well, you can see how this is going to go.
Yeah.
And it went exactly how you
Oh,
thought.
boy, did it ever. Nova and Zeratul are useless on Battlefield of Eternity.
Yeah,
That's the map we were on, because they're not going to team fight.
Right.
I mean, Zeratul, kind of, but they're just useless on that map.
if you don't use Nova's precision strike, like she has 0 team fight
Oh,
presence.
God, it was brutal. Enough heroes. I'm pissed. That's it.
And
What do you got, Eric?
That's it for you, Will?
Yeah.
Let's see. I wanted to talk about Rocket League. Played some more Rocket League with Dave in Boston. Really good time. I think he was streaming it with, there was 8 of us. So him and 6 other people of his friends. I had a freaking blast. Tito actually jumped in for I think the last game, but I had to go. But it was really funny. There was some interesting conversations going on. One of the people in there was talking about his restraining order and hooking up with some chick. And I don't know any of these people, but they kept telling him how it was a bad idea. And he'd be like, well, I mean, what if, maybe I keep talking to her? And I was like, yes, of course you should.
Indeed.
And all of them are like, no, don't listen to this guy. He doesn't even know any of you. Like, it was really, really funny.
Nice.
But I had a blast. We did 4v4, which is out of control. Just crazy action. Made some really nice saves. I love playing goalie in that game so much.
Yeah.
I get more satisfaction out of a nice save than I do a nice goal.
It probably doesn't happen as often.
What, a nice save?
Well, I mean, when you're playing with other people, not necessarily with the way when you're playing, but I like when I was when I was playing a lot, like I would get more satisfaction out of a nice save too, because I had those even fewer than my goals.
It happens for me more because I play goalie more now.
Yeah, right.
So,
Is a save
Wait.
worth more points than a goal?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
I doubt it.
I think goals like 50 points and a save is like 25.
No,
Yeah.
a save is 50,
30?
I think.
The 50? I don't know. It's just really fun. Like if you get there at the last second and hit one, or like fly up in the air, and it's just it's a really satisfying feeling. I got the DLC also for Rocket League. It's $4. 2 new cars, some new paint, The wood paint is really cool.
That's probably what I would.
Yeah,
use.
it's pretty cool. I use actually it is not the one that my car is covered in, but the decals on my car are wood. It looks really neat.
Like a wood paneled station wagon.
Yeah.
Kinda.
I'm using the old style muscle car. That's the car I'm rolling with right now. The new arena is really cool. I think it's called Olympia, maybe. It's like a Roman. I think of like a Roman warrior face-off kind of arena.
Like
It looks
a Coliseum.
Yeah, you can't see the walls, so it just looks like cars are just driving on thin air. It looks kind of weird,
Nice.
but it's such a fucking good game. Looking forward to playing again. And then other than that, I played Destiny today. Because that gun was on sale, I decided to say I couldn't remember how many strange coins I had, and I was like, well, let me see what I got. If I got 17, I'll just go buy that gun. So I have 14.
Aw.
So I looked, and I knew that you could earn strange coins by doing different things. So I think it was the weekly strike, something to do with Crota. It was a level 26 strike. I'm level 27, so I was like, well, shit, I'll jump in and do that. So you got paired up with 2 randoms. It was like a 45-minute slog through this thing. And like I had to bail us out a couple times because these idiots just kept running out like in the middle of nowhere and getting picked off, and then I'd have to like survive long enough so that I could go fucking rescue them. And we got to the boss. And how that works is she has a wave of enemies that she sends out at the beginning. You can get through them, and once all of them are dead, you can kind of start pounding on her, but it's on a timer, so she sends another wave out. And there's like 2 or 3 or 4 like pretty tough bastards in there mixed with a bunch of regular guys, so it's tough. But these guys kept dying, and I was staying back in the hallway, which is what we all should have been doing, and letting them come to us or pick them off one at a time, you know?
Yeah.
So they kept dying, and I had a couple nice times where I like jumped out of the way before I got killed and did a couple spins and killed people. So eventually I got us all revived again, and then it was me that died and another guy, and one of our other teammates was alive bailing us out. But this went on and on and on for 45 minutes, and we died. So I did not get my coins. But
Bummer.
that being said, I had a fucking blast, and I love that game. And I told you guys earlier, but every time I play it, I always think to myself, I don't know why I play anything else. Because
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know. It's so weird. I have a weird relationship with Destiny. It's like a mistress.
Are you going to do the Taken King?
Probably. I'm trying
get back
to
into it.
figure out what games I'm not going to purchase
Oh, gotcha.
this year.
That's in September, right? What's the
September.
What's the date? Do you know?
15th, maybe?
Okay.
Because I got end of this month, Until Dawn, Madden, and Gears Collection
Oh,
come
you're
out.
getting Madden.
No,
Oh.
I was going to.
Oh.
I'm not going to
You're
get Madden, and I don't think I want to get Until Dawn.
Crap.
Maybe. We'll see what the reviews look
I'll
like.
split it with somebody else.
All right.
Until
We'll
Dawn.
see. I mean,
is that the new
Until-
Twilight game?
we'll see. I say that, but like, if we're splitting it, I might. But I also want to get Disney Infinity all of a sudden,
Right.
which is why I don't want to get Until Dawn. What?
Disney Infinity?
Yeah. Dan loves
I love
fucking
Skylanders.
Skylanders, and it's got the Star Wars shit. It sounds awesome. I don't know.
Cool.
I have all right, fucking, what's that show you watch?
I actually have a lot of beef with that show right
Creepy
now.
Little Liars or whatever the hell it is.
I have beef with that show.
Yeah.
Pretty Little
Any-
Liars. That's the one about the midgets that make chocolate, right?
That's Little Chocolatiers.
Oh.
That's the show that made Dan cancel cable.
One of them. One of the many.
Anyway, yeah, so I'm trying to decide what
Forgot
I'm not
about
going to
that.
buy.
Thanks for bringing that up, Corey.
Sorry.
Damn it.
I tried to forget it.
Probably going to pass on Forza 6 for sure. Thinking about passing on Halo.
Oh, Halo, huh?
Yeah,
Just borrow it from me.
yeah. Probably will.
If you don't think you're going to play the multiplayer, like
That's all I will
just
play.
Oh, okay. Well, I was gonna say, but borrow it from Will to play the campaign, but
Halo 5 is rated T, by the way.
T for teen, was it not rated T for teen before?
No, it's been mature until
Really?
it should be teen, but
Yeah. Yeah, of all the games that you can play that are violent, I never thought of Halo as being particularly violent.
Yeah, same here. There's not really any blood, even.
It's green when you shoot the
Yeah, it's
aliens.
alien blood goo.
Yeah,
So I
like
don't
a
know
turquoise
because
color.
I want to get Metal Gear.
yeah,
That's September 1st.
yeah.
Disney Infinity is August 30th or right around there. Mario Maker's September 11th. Shit's starting to come out.
Yeah,
I got to pick and choose right now.
Yeah.
Because the time is the other problem. Like I don't have enough time to play all this, so
Yeah.
it doesn't make any sense to buy all of it.
right.
But yeah, I've really enjoyed Destiny, and I'm looking forward to getting into it. So I think I do want to get to Taken King.
Yeah.
Is Tito in the chat? Are you getting Taken King, my friend? And we can move on. He'll answer
Okay.
in the chat.
All right. Corey, what do you got?
Oh my god, I played so much Bloodborne in the last week. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
So much so that I beat it.
Yeah.
Good for you, Corey.
Yeah. It's a real good feeling.
I'm proud.
Corey, I was really mad. I was watching your stream that last day, and I went to go eat, and I went to do it quickly so I could see you beat it, and I missed it.
Yeah. So
I didn't
knew-
want to watch it just in case I do go back to it.
after the last few days and over the weekend, I knew I was close to beating it. I knew I only had a few more bosses. Because, I mean, I was kind of looking at the wiki here and there, because just, like, stuff comes up and it's like, I don't know what that is. And that's just the way I've always experienced the Souls games, is like, I'll play it for a while, and if stuff still isn't really making sense to me, I'll just look at the wiki. And that's how I really enjoy those games, and they are probably my favorite modern series of games, including Bloodborne, to this day. Played so much over the weekend, and then, was it yesterday? I knew I was close to beating it, so I set up the stream and everything, and did a little bit of grinding to gain some levels, and then went through the last little bit of the game. There was a point, though, before that, where I was real close to rage quitting. I knew I was underleveled. I knew I needed to level up, but I just kept trying it anyway, and I just kept dying, even when I had groups and stuff. And I got real frustrated to the point where I was like, fuck this game, I'm done. I'm done with it. It's stupid. I'm wasting my time. There's other things I could be playing. And then once the rage subsided, I sort of realized, well, yeah, there is, but the only one I really feel like playing is Bloodborne.
Right.
So I kept playing it, and it was really, really cool. And while we're on the subject, Beardless 2 in the chat currently was a big help in me completing the rest of the game, the last hour of the game or so.
Nice.
So thanks to him. And that's really, like, that's the best way to play that game is live streaming on Twitch, getting cooperators, and having people, like, help you along the way.
Yeah.
And that's what I really love about that game, is it's not just like you going solo blind into a game, but like, I don't know, it's more of just like a community experience of playing the game. And I knew I wasn't doing everything, and I knew I wasn't going to get the best ending or anything, but like I wanted to beat it because I wanted Will to get his PlayStation back, which I should also give Will props for letting me borrow his PlayStation in the game for 2 weeks when all is said, almost 2 weeks when all is said and done.
Yeah, I mean, it's no big deal to me. It's a Netflix machine.
I could let you borrow one of my Rokus. I've got 2 unused Rokus right now.
Well, he has an
Netflix.
Xbox for Netflix too.
Well, let me my Xbox. I'm so sick of turning my controller on.
What a
and
dumpster fire!
It just won't turn
What do you
on.
use your Wii U for? That's my Netflix box.
That's what I play games on.
Oh, you're weird.
I use my computer and Wii U to play games, and my PS4 and Xbox One for.
The Wii U's Netflix doesn't auto go to the next episode of whatever you're watching.
Which I hate.
It's the worst.
Yeah. It's a dumb little thing, but the rest of the other ones do it. Why doesn't the Wii U?
What is that feedback?
It's
Is
a cell phone.
Is it your burrito, Will?
I don't know. My phone's dead, so I don't know why I'm doing anything.
I don't hear anything. You guys getting some feedback?
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
getting cell phone feedback. That's the first time that's ever happened, I think.
I always have mine sitting here.
Yeah. I put mine on the floor too.
But anyway, I really, really, really enjoyed Bloodborne. In the last hour of it, I beat pretty quickly the last 3 bosses. Had some help, though. I didn't do it solo. I always had online cooperators.
Partner.
Which is another great thing about that series of games.
Oh, yeah.
wait, going outside a boss, whatever. I don't know how you. I don't remember how you ring a bell, right? In Bloodborne.
Yeah, in Bloodborne, you got 3 different bells. There's the beckoning bell, which summons somebody to help you. There's the small resonant bell, which makes you the helper for people that are ringing the beckoning bell. And then there's the sinister bell, which if you ring, you will invade the world of people who are ringing the beckoning bell. I think they have to have a cooperator for you to be able to invade, because every time I've invaded, there's been the owner of the world and a cooperator with them. So.
Huh.
But I love only a couple times did I invade and kill the people of that world, but it's such a good feeling when you do that, because that game is so frustrating on its own, and then when you just go and wreck somebody's world, it's awesome. I don't know.
I had a few invaders in my Dark Souls 2 time. I only invaded a couple people's worlds, but that is really fun.
Yeah.
That
Dark Souls 2, I think, in terms of the multiplayer and stuff, I think it did it the best. And I really like the way Bloodborne does it, but I think Dark Souls 2, granted, I think of the 3, Dark Souls, Bloodborne, and Dark Souls 2, I think Dark Souls 2 is the worst of those 3 games, but in terms of multiplayer, I think Dark Souls 2 did it the best. It felt a little light. I felt like something was missing from Bloodborne, and I know they do the guild kind of thing, but I never figured out how to do it or like what.
Did you do any of the Chalice dungeons?
I did. I did the first Chalice dungeon and the second Chalice dungeon, but I could never get anybody to do it with. Only once did I get somebody to join me.
I was gonna ask, how easy of a time did you have finding people to do bosses with you?
Most of the time it was really easy, but Mikolash was the third to last boss, and I just could not get anybody to join me at all. And it was so frustrating. And I'd use the small resonant bell to help people do it, and it happened really quickly. So it seemed like everybody was looking for help and nobody was offering help. And I actually went to the Bloodborne wiki, which is cool because at the bottom of the Bloodborne wiki they have a little chat bar, and you can join the chat like as a guest. You don't even have to log in or sign up or anything. And I was just asking for help. It didn't work out in my favor. Nobody actually helped me, but there were people offering help for other stuff like all the time, and I think that's a really cool effect of the internet age. You know, like you need help on something, you just go to the wiki, and there's a chat room there. And every time I looked, there was over 500 people in the chat room for Bloodborne.
One of the things I liked about that, though, going to help someone is if you die, like, or when you go in to fight the boss with someone else, like, even if you're helping them in their world, you learn the strategy at least, so you can attempt to do it on your own.
Yeah.
Without, because you don't actually, like, die, right? You just get sent back to your world in Bloodborne, right?
Yep.
Okay, because I didn't get to do any multiplayer because Will's PSN was expired when I played Bloodborne. So
way to go, Will.
I did it all myself.
I forgot.
That's fine.
So,
but
go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, finish your
I was
thought.
just gonna say, I was just gonna say. So I went, like, even in Dark Souls, I use that to at least learn how to fight the boss if I needed to end up soloing it if no one was gonna help me.
Yeah. So by the end of Bloodborne, I sort of had a system. What I would do is every time I made it to a new area, I would go through, take my time, try and kill all the enemies along the way. That would almost always result in me dying and losing my blood echoes. So what I would do from that point is just sprint through everything, not fight anybody, just explore, pick up all the items, get all that out of the way, figure out where everything is, maybe make it to the next lamp, maybe not, but at least I'd know where everything was. And then once I figured out the area and what was going on, I'd either summon help or, like I said, just like sprint to the next lamp. And that was just the process I found was the most efficient in Bloodborne, and that sort of resulted me in being underleveled for a lot of the game. So
I was gonna ask.
Yeah, so I do blood echo runs in Hemwick Lane, which is also really good for farming the what's the healing item? I forget the name.
Blood vials.
Blood vials. Yeah, it was also really good for farming that. But what I'd also do is every time I'd start the area, I'd ring the Sinister Bell, and hopefully at some point during my run of farming echoes and blood vials, I would be transferred into somebody else's area, which if I killed them, great. If not, it would just start me back at the beginning of the lamp without losing any blood echoes, but the area would reset. And that was sort of the way I worked to level up. But I had a great time with Bloodborne. So much fun. And I
Good.
want to play through it. Like, the game finished and there's New Game Plus, and I wanted to play through it again, but I know Will needs his PlayStation back, and I don't want to bogart it anymore. But oh my god, I can't remember the last time I finished a game and I was like, I want to play through that again.
That's good.
I'm glad you liked it
it's a
that
good-
much.
good
You should
game.
buy a PS4 then.
I was thinking about it, just so I could play.
Could
more
you
Bloodborne.
please? God, we could play Rocket League
I
now.
can't afford it. If I had the money, I would, but I
Damn
don't
it.
right now. So it's
When are they
sad,
putting
but
up
true.
Rocket League so PS4 and PC players can group up?
Don't
coming.
know. Sooner rather than later, I hope.
It's coming.
Hey, real quick, back to Rapture just for a second, because you were talking about streaming it and how that helped you.
Yeah.
I think streaming Everyone's Gone to the Rapture hurt the experience for me,
I
Okay.
can see-
which could have taken away from my first hour and a half of it.
Like people
You
giving
know,
you
people were
hints and stuff.
talking, and I didn't want to ignore the comments or anything. And it kind of just, in a game like that where you should really just be focusing on that and the story, it kind of took me out of it. So
Yeah.
I suggest doing that.
for Rapture.
Yeah.
That's the thing about Bloodborne. Like, you'd go to a new area and you'd want to experience it for the first time on your own, and then after
Breaking news.
yeah. No, go ahead.
Breaking news in the chat. Riz just got an email. Battleborn launches February 9th.
Really?
And
That was my nibble bit last week.
my apologies. When he said Battleborn, I thought Overwatch. So I don't even care. I busted for no reason.
That's all
Sorry.
right.
The beta is supposed to start for Overwatch sometime this fall. I
I
believe.
feel like a big dumb idiot.
It's fine. Battleborn. What's the other one?
We had this exact same discussion last
We'll
week.
probably have it every week. That's the Gearbox one, Battleborn, right?
This is exactly.
Battlecry?
It's literally the same discussion we had last
Battlecry is the Bethesda one?
Yes.
Okay.
And then I said Bloodborne, and Eric called me an idiot.
Which one's the MOBA?
What?
week. Battleborn.
Battleborn's the MOBA?
I think so.
And
It's-
Battlecry is the
Oh,
fight.
but like,
Yeah, I think they're both kind of mobile like,
Yeah.
but it's
God.
first or third person shooter, slasher, what have you. But anyway,
Silly.
continue, Corey.
I forgot what I was going to say. Anyway.
sorry. Oh, we were talking about Rapture and streaming it and how it hurt the experience.
I still don't remember. Doesn't really matter. Bloodborne's an awesome game. If you have a PS4, I don't know why you're not playing it.
Yeah.
And I can't wait for Dark Souls 3.
I should go back to it, huh?
I'm going to go back to Dark Souls. Is Demon Souls on PC?
Yeah.
No,
No?
I don't think so.
I thought you had it.
No, I have Dark Souls 1 and 2.
Because that's the one I haven't played, and I feel like to complete the...
Yeah, that's not, that's a PlayStation only one too.
Okay. But I'm going to go back and play Dark Souls and Dark Souls 2 probably, just because Bloodborne told me to.
I did the same thing after I finished with my time with Bloodborne. I played Dark Souls 2 for a little while, just because you want that type of game
Yeah.
still.
Yeah.
But that all, Corey?
Yeah, and you guys always talk about, oh, I can't figure Corey out. I don't know what Corey likes. I don't know, blah, 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 blah. But the Souls games are a good demonstration of what I look for in a video game.
Yeah.
So you can use that as a guide.
Okay.
Assholes.
Go from there.
Yeah, but I don't think that's it. There's more to Corey than that.
I mean, yeah, but sure, but that's a good starting point.
I disagree.
Really?
I really
Yeah.
have a hard time like recommending
I
any
can't
games to you,
pinpoint
Corey.
you.
I mean, okay, so deep, RPG, difficult, like those are all
Yeah,
things I
but
really
you-
like puzzle
so, like-
games.
You like Dear Esther.
And Heroes of the Storm.
I wouldn't say I like.
Oh.
Yeah, I liked Dear Esther, and that. Oh, we didn't talk about this. I meant to bring it up when you were talking about it. But that type of game is one of those games like you don't want to play more than one of in a year.
No, I would agree with that.
You know. Anyway,
Okay.
that's the type of game I really enjoy, and has a lot of things that I really like about video games. And it's one of those that I'll still be thinking about for years. You know,
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
has that X
Was-
factor that.
Is there a story that comes together at the end or no?
To be honest, I'm not really good at dissecting the stories in the Soul games, and Bloodborne is no exception to that rule.
Okay.
But that's part of what I like about it, is just like, I don't know what I'm doing. but I don't care. You know, like it's just
It
like
just felt like it was more of a story than the other two, I guess.
Yeah, the beginning definitely.
Yeah.
I got the impression of more of a narrative, but Corey seems to think it just kind of goes the same way as the other Souls.
Well, no, I think it does have more of a narrative. I think the narrative is more apparent.
Right.
But at the same time, like I still couldn't translate it very well, and that's one of the reasons why I wanted to do New Game Plus. Is like, okay, the mechanics and everything, it's really daunting to figure out how to play this game. But then once I did that and played through it, like the second playthrough would be finding the secrets and learning the story and getting the quote-unquote best ending.
Yeah. Which is why, again, I like to play the games that I like to play more than once, twice, sometimes 3 times.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, think of a movie that you watched and that you liked. You know, you watch it the first time and you miss a bunch of stuff. You know, how many times you watch a movie a second time and said, "Oh, I don't remember this part from the first time." And I do this kind of the same thing with video games.
Yeah. That's it.
Okay. Feedback?
Yep.
All right, Eric's got our feedback this week.
Just 2 pieces this week, Dan. We agreed we were going to call him JRP. Did we not?
JRP, yeah.
On Facebook. He says he is officially done with video games until Metal Gear 5 drops on September 1st. He will play Metal Gear and only Metal Gear, and Snake on Nokia.
Sounds good. And he had mentioned to us if any of us were excited about Metal Gear. And I know Corey's really excited about Metal Gear. Is anyone else really excited for Metal Gear?
I'm fairly excited. I mean, being that I am not a Metal Gear fan, I guess I'm as excited as I can be about it.
Right.
The whole base building thing really has me interested.
I love that in games, so that might be what I latch onto in it. I'm not excited for it because I didn't particularly care for Ground Zeroes, but Ground Zeroes didn't have a base building mechanic, and like even if I have to suffer through some stuff that I don't like, I'm willing to do that if the base building thing is really good. You know?
I definitely plan on buying it though. Corey, any thoughts on that one?
Absolutely. I can't wait as well, and I'll be there day one, thanks to Will.
Day one, yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I'm not the slightest bit interested, but it didn't stop me from buying it.
Oh, you literally already purchased it.
Yeah, for 40.
It's coming up. That's.
Have you bought other games already?
No.
Oh, okay.
Green Man Gaming?
My friend got a graphics card.
Oh, that's right.
And then I just bought it off of him.
Is it Steam or is it?
He said it was Steam.
Okay.
He gave me the code and everything. I just haven't done it yet.
You should enter it. Hopefully, he didn't take your money and then enter the code.
I don't think he would do that. He works where we do, correct?
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about.
I don't think he would do that.
Good. I hope not.
No.
Maybe his
kneecaps.
Would have to.
I would get my $40 back.
And then break his kneecaps.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
And our final piece of feedback from Tito in LA. Eric, it's time to set up times where we'll be playing Destiny together until you get to a high enough level to go through the Vault of Glass. Once that's done, you can move on from Destiny. And in the meantime, I will try to wrangle up the TSA crew. I'm looking forward to Overwatch like you guys, but from looking at the gameplay, I'm pretty sure I won't like it and will get bored of it. It reminds me of that old school FPS game where it takes a while to kill enemies. I feel like I'm not doing any damage and overall is kind of boring. I played Team Fortress 2 and it looks similar to that.
Yeah, that was my impression when I first heard about it too. I'm like, this game already exists.
Yeah.
And it's Team Fortress 2.
Yeah, well, that's Blizzard.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what they do.
Well, the difference, I think,
however,
the difference between Team Fortress 2 and Dota 2, you know, the Valve Blizzard comparison, is that Team Fortress 2, I think, is very accessible. And if it's already accessible, what can... No. Team Fortress.
Oh, okay.
And if Team Fortress is already accessible, then what can Blizzard bring to the table?
Right.
I don't know. I guess we'll find out.
Well, one of the things that I read this somewhere, I can't remember where, but characters. Blizzard does really good characters.
That's
and
true.
The characterization might be a lot more interesting than the Team Fortress 2 characterization.
Dan,
funny you say that.
Storyline.
I would
that
go
sort of
out
stuff.
on a limb and say that's 100% true.
Yeah.
It'll do better than Team Fortress.
His next piece of feedback, all this talk of Blizzard cross-platform /universe shows how good of an idea it is. It makes me want to buy World of Warcraft because I want more of characters like Illidan and see where these characters became popular. It makes players try their other games, which is a genius move.
Yep, totally.
Which, yeah, we talked about, and Dan just said. Fire Emblem is a lot of fun. Do you guys have any tips? I'm really happy I'm enjoying this kind of game. I notice a trend with the new JRPG with their storytelling. When playing Valkyria Chronicles and Fire Emblem, the trend appears to do away with the world map walking around and heavy chapter-based cutscenes. I realize Final Fantasy Tactics was a bit ahead of its time in that sense, but maybe I'm just not familiar with JRPGs. And he says, right now I'm trying to get my main character to develop strong relationships with Sumia,
Okay.
and the mage chick. I forgot her name.
Sumiya was my favorite too.
Tharha?
No, Tharya was my favorite one. Sumiya was one of the Flying Knights, right?
She's the one that had a crush on Crom, right?
Pegasus Knight?
So yeah, Pegasus Knight. Yeah, Tito, my best advice would be to just make sure you have all your characters paired up and try to rotate them in the battles. Don't get too many characters too powerful. Try to balance out your party, because if you lose people and they die, they're gone. So if you have one party of characters that you use, like, you're not gonna. I think you can do as much grinding as you want to.
Yeah.
So if you need to go back and even grind a little bit with your lower level characters, do that. But also try to make sure everyone has a mate, if you will. I do believe there's some that won't mate and have children, but
I know Anna only mates with your unit.
yeah, there's only a couple. There's a couple that'll only mate with one person. I wish there was a more apparent way to tell that.
There is.
Like in the cutscenes, like. Is there a way to tell that?
The way you can tell is by the unit conversations.
Right.
You go, they will have an S rank. If they don't have an S rank next to them, they can't go any higher.
Well, I know, but how do you know if you're not wasting your time trying to get up to the S rank if they can only have the
S rank doesn't even show up if they can't.
Oh, okay.
If they can't marry.
I don't think I was aware of that.
Yeah.
But
At
yeah,
least from what
great
I
game.
remember.
Here's my tip.
Level Donald?
Yes.
Nice, Donald.
Shut up, Will. You stole my tip.
Make him a hero.
I was going to make it a little more vague and say there are certain characters that do not seem worthwhile, but if you take the time to keep them alive and level them up, they are very worthwhile.
Yeah, like Frederick is really powerful early in the game, but like towards the end of the game, he's not as useful.
Yeah.
So,
Last part of his feedback. Playing with my 3DS, when I play Mario Kart and go to the Mario Kart channel, there's a shot of planet Earth and outer space is filled with stars. It reminded me of No Man's Sky. And I realized I would love playing No Man's Sky on my mobile Nintendo 3DS. That would be so cool to just bust out the 3DS and discover some planets while on the bus or something. Sadly, it won't happen.
yeah.
Coming to Nintendo NX.
NX, yeah, the mobile platform.
That'd be fantastic. No, they're coming out. Some company is making a thing called the Steam Boy, which is a handheld Steam thing. I don't know how it's going to be, but they're just working on it. But that would be your playing No Man's Sky mobily.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Steam Boy.
Yeah, it's going to be Steam OS based, so any games that run on Steam OS will run on it. It's like a 720p screen, decent specs for what it is. I think it starts at like $300 maybe. Like I said, I don't know how it's going to be, but I think they're selling pre-orders right now for it. But look into it. I don't think it's called a Steam Boy either. It's got another name, but people call it the Steam Boy, because why not?
I just want to play No Man's Sky no matter what.
Yeah.
No matter where I am.
I just want a release date so I can plan my life around it when it does come out.
I'll be taking a few days off. I can explore.
I'll be holding myself up wherever and playing. Okay.
That's it, Dan.
That's it for feedback.
Yes, sir.
Do we want to talk about the international real quick?
Yeah, we should touch on it.
Right.
If we do, can I run to the bathroom?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. You guys can start the conversation. I'll join you in a minute.
Yeah. So yeah, was it 2 weeks ago that this was the big news story? I feel like it's been out for a while.
Yeah, it was no more than 2 weeks ago.
Okay. Yeah, we probably should have talked about it last week, but you know how we are. We forget. We forget things. So yeah, it was the final matchup was Evil Geniuses, who were covered in the. It wasn't. I don't know if it was Evil Geniuses, but it was one of their main players. Fear was in the free to play documentary about Dota 2 and the international. So it was cool to see him, one of the older veteran players.
I really liked him in the documentary too. He seemed like a good guy.
Yeah, he was a cool guy. But 27 years old is considered to be an old player. One of the players on their team was 16. He's the one that started what was it called? The Echo something that kind of won the battle for them at the end. I can't think of the name of it right now, but
He won it.
yeah, he was the one that kind of started the play
Initiated
to win the
Oh, was it when they were killing?
Echo Slam.
Yeah.
Echo Slam. That's what it's called.
You're right.
That's the ability that he used to, like he was able to hit all 5 of the enemy players, which is something that's very hard to do timing wise. But it also like it does more damage based on how many heroes it hits.
Oh,
So it did a lot of damage, and then the rest of the team was there to swoop in and like
polish him off,
finish all off. But one guy I think was able to escape.
That's when they were fighting the big beast, Roshan, right? And
Yep.
they all dove in and killed.
Yep.
Almost a full party wipeout.
Yep.
Yeah.
TPW.
Yeah, one guy was able to escape, but that's cool. $6 million. Like all the players on the team are millionaires now.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Which is cool.
Good for
That
them.
is insane. I think second place won $3 million.
Yeah, which that's nothing to sneeze at.
No,
I mean,
ESPN did a story on it
Yeah.
when I was watching on break at work the other day, comparing it to like Wimbledon
yeah.
and prize pools like that, and it's more than all of them.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's crazy,
That
isn't
is
it?
crazy to think that.
Yeah.
But like one of the things there goes Corey again. One of the things I like about it is I kind of have an understanding of how it works now, having played Heroes of the Storm.
Yeah.
I have a lot better. I still don't know the ins and outs of it, but I have a better understanding of what goes on in a Dota match.
Yeah.
Or League of Legends. I can.
So you could still watch it
I could
and
watch
enjoy
it.
it.
Yeah, I could watch it and enjoy it definitely. I wish I had watched it, but weekends are a bad time for me to do like anything like that. So, what'd you think, Corey?
I only watched a single match.
Okay, we covered the details of the final match, the Echo Slam play that kind of won it for the Evil Geniuses.
Oh, I didn't see that. I saw they had to play a series of games though, and Evil Geniuses handily won that series of games.
Yeah,
Good.
which is cool.
Good to see the
Americans,
hometown boys bringing it back.
Yeah, because we usually get beaten by
Sure.
European and like Chinese teams, but it was good that our team. I mean, it's kind of international. I think they kind of pick and choose their players from other.
Sure.
Because I think the 16-year-old guy was like from Turkey or something like that.
Does he
Yeah,
live
but
here?
I mean,
I think so.
that happens in like the Olympics, like with U.S.
Yeah.
teams. They're
Our
foreigners.
soccer team is laden with Hispanic Americans.
Yeah, South Americans or Central Americans.
Yeah.
There's no reason not to be proud in this case as
Yeah.
an American.
Well-
it's an American team,
Again,
regardless of who's on it.
Fear.
Yeah.
He's kind of the head of the team. He's been around the block.
And what is America other than a melting pot?
That's exactly how they described when people were, I don't know if complaining, but commenting how our soccer team was like that. And they were like, well, doesn't that kind of represent what
Yeah.
America's supposed to be about at this point?
Because we're people from everywhere.
Exactly.
America.
Yeah.
That's cool. I saw that they announced the Heroes of the Storm, some tournament that's being played in Vegas or somewhere like that. I would fucking love to go to that.
Yeah. Because I have a better understanding of that
Oh.
than any other game.
I would
so.
love to go to that.
I have an idea.
How are we funding it?
Kickstarter.
You guys will just have to work overtime for a
Well,
few weeks.
They don't allow me to work overtime.
I know.
Nope.
We'll have to kickstart it. Send Eric and Will to the HOTS tourney.
Let's just all go. Let's go all in and take out credit card.
No. We gotta do. Go ahead, Will. Sorry.
No, I was gonna say go all in with credit cards and just hope to win.
I already have one. You guys can just pay me whenever.
Is that not a form of gambling, really? I mean,
What?
anyway, I was gonna say.
Go big or go home,
Sure. I was gonna say we got to do a Kickstarter for our Thummies Awards dinner.
Otherwise, we're not going to be able to afford
so
it.
we can afford our thummies.
Go out to dinner once a year.
I'll just get a packet of hot dogs. We'll have hot dogs on the grill.
No, we got to have red carpet. man.
Even
Red
though it's
carpet. I
I
gotta
can-
ask.
We're pulling this off.
I gotta ask Cortez if we can put a red carpet leading into their restaurant.
You mean consoles?
Consoles. Is that the one?
Consoles
No.
is the one. Sir.
Really? Then Cortez?
Oh yeah, consoles is right down Watson.
Yeah.
I guess I haven't been down. either in a very long time. What's
There's
the one in Binghamton though? That's like
Cortez is the one in
Cortez is in
Binghamton.
number 5. That's what I'm thinking of.
Oh,
That place is really
It's
expensive.
like $30-$40 a plate, man.
I got the cheapest thing on the menu last time I was there, and it was $17.
Oof.
It was like a piece of chicken or something.
I went.
Grilled chicken.
Yeah.
I went once for lunch. I don't remember what we paid or anything, but I remember thinking, I don't get what all the fuss is about.
Yeah.
Number 5.
Yeah.
Well, if you get something cheap,
I don't remember what I had or what I paid or anything.
it's gonna be the same no matter where you go.
I'm always a big fan of the Lost Dog Cafe, personally,
That's good.
around here.
We could probably do our red carpet there. That would be all right.
Yeah, it's kind of a hip joint too, you know.
Yeah. And I'm with you too, Eric. I've enjoyed everything I've had there.
Oh, the food's great.
We'll roll up in a limo and
Oh yeah. You're right.
get out.
Oh god.
Why not? We have stretch goals for our Kickstarter. A limo is $100 over.
Johnny Highwind in the chat says you can have a bunch of my mom's old red Walmart shirts. You can line them up along the ground.
Perfect.
Why not? Why
Perfect.
not? I like that idea a lot, actually.
Beardless 2's got Legos that we can use to give out awards.
Lego awards.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
Will can build them. You're the youngest, so you've used them more recently. I feel like
That's
Nope.
that's not true. That's right, and I've used them with Christy's nephew.
Yeah.
Shit.
look who's making them now.
Looks like Dan and I will be putting the Legos together.
Anyway,
Yeah.
any other thoughts? Corey, question of the week?
Question of the week for next week.
Yeah.
Describe, in honor of my gaming binge over the weekend, describe your most recent gaming binge.
Okay.
You know how when you were kids, that like
Does that include the Extra Life?
yeah, whatever it happens to be for you. What was the last time you were like, when was the last time you felt like you had infinite time to play games, and
Jesus
describe the
Christ.
scenario surrounding that?
Okay.
I'd have to think about that, but I'm down.
I have 3 that popped in my head.
And then I also wanted to ask people, and this is another one I don't care whether we get any responses to or not, but we've been kicking around the idea of doing like a monthly kind of time capsule in games kind of thing, just an easily consumable like one-page image kind of thing that just talks about like what games are we playing and what do we recommend at this day, like at this like period in the gaming timeline. And I'm just curious what people think would be important to have on there. We talked about the idea of having, like I just said, like what we've been playing. Another thing would be like what's the biggest news story of the month. Just like, what would you like to see in something like that?
Yeah.
I would like to do the what we're playing and see how many months in a row Heroes is in there.
Yeah. That's.
But
I think that's very telling though. To like, if we have like every month an image that you can look back on, like I said, it's kind of like a little timeline and see like, oh my God, Will was playing Heroes of the Storm for like 12 months, you know, plus.
Heroes and Hearthstone would be in there every month for a while.
Right. Yeah.
But like Corey said, it's important to note that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Johnny Highwind said the Thumbies are starting to sound like a really sad charity drive.
Wait till we get some local celebrities to speak. Some of the people on the 10 o'clock news.
Oh my God.
Oh, now we're cooking.
Yeah. All right. Any other thoughts, Corey?
Nope.
All right. Next week's episode. Day?
Don't know yet.
Don't know yet. Topic? Don't know yet. We'll come up with that probably. Hopefully this weekend.
I cannot do Friday next week.
Okay. I think I'm good Thursday. Wednesday or Thursday. So we'll let you know. I like to post Monday or Tuesday when we're recording our episode. So I'm hoping to get these show notes up tonight or at the latest tomorrow rather than being a couple weeks late. I hate having to catch up because it takes a long time. So I will try to get... I posted for episodes 210, 211 earlier this afternoon. So if you want to check those out, that'll do it for episode 212 of the Thumbstick Athletes podcast. I'm your host, Dan.
I'm Eric.
Will.
Corey.
Thanks for listening, and get out of my basement. Okay.
Weird being done at 6:30 p.m.
It is very weird.
Oh man, I want to play games, but Sophie
Still
wants to
time
do
for
so.